Contreras scores. Yelich right behind him. The throw's not in time. 3-0 Brewers.
ESPN on the call. The final score, Brewers 4, Pirates 2. The series finale is this afternoon starting at 1:10. Dustin May makes his Milwaukee debut against Braxton Ashcraft. The Brewers didn't gain any ground in the division, though. Chicago completing their sweep over L.A. 7-6, the final score. Pete Crow Armstrong with a couple of home runs. The Badgers open up football camp today. New starting quarterback Colton Joseph can't wait.
I'm pumped up. I'm ready to go. Fall camp number 4, so I'm super excited to get out here and put together everything that we've been building in the spring and the winter to kind of come out here full force, ready to go, and super excited to, get out there with all the guys and just have a really good camp.
The Huddle starts now. I'm Doug Russell on Fox Sports Radio, Wisconsin.
Good morning, Wisconsin, and welcome to the Huddle.
I'm all for someone huddling if you have something to say.
It's time to wake up and talk about the teams you love.
Everybody wake up! Everybody wake
With the guys you love.
It's just about getting the group together. I need you, you need me today. Let's keep touching each other. Let's make sure we feel each other. Let's make sure we smell each other's breath.
Watch us on YouTube, Facebook, and X.
You need 15 or 20 huddles to correlate with the number of cameras. Take the cameras off the field and there'll be no huddles.
Now gather around because it's time to huddle up.
West left slot, 323 wide stick on 1. Ready, be alert for blitz. If it looks like man coverage, I'll check. I'll go Junior jet. You got to cut and crack. Now it's cut and crack. Red right 18 Bob on 1. Ready, cut him and crack.
If you look at this play, what we're trying to get is a seal here and a seal here and try to run this play in the alley.
We know exactly what we got to do. All right? That's all we're going to do. Let's go out and kick the tail. Right? Hey, 1, 2, 3.
Keep doing what you're doing. You just going to sit our guys after and make the play.
V right, all the way outside. Y left, fake, 396 bag, V hand, Z puck. Is that long enough for you?
I want you to be proud of your profession. It's a great profession. Go out there and play this ball game like I know you can play it.
With Drew Olson,
Mythical, legendary figure.
Bill Schmid,
Oh, my God. This man's been out all night.
and Armen Sarian.
This is it. Don't get scared now.
Sanchez, we ready?
Fox Sports Radio Wisconsin is on the air.
Welcome into the Huddle. 5 o'clock clubbers. Let's rally. We're on Friday Eve, and we're locked and loaded. It's Drew Olson, Bill Schmid, Armen Sarian, and this is where we wrestle with the existential questions of the day, such as, is Christian Yelich hot?
Oh, my goodness. All the way back. Let's go. That's the right way to start.
Can someone tell me, is like, well, first of all, I know it's a card term, but I don't play a lot of cards.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, when does someone say I'm really scuffling, I'm really on the schneid? Because if you're off the schneid, that's what people would say, right? That's off the schneid is good.
German
that's like the old wagon. Like
question.
I fell off the wagon. I got crushed about 12 high lifes on Saturday.
Let's say I'm rolling right now.
Like, let's say you're going sober. Like, does it count if you do it one day?
But no one like I'm
started the new streak.
I'm on the wagon.
Asking, you
Like, okay.
You on or you off the wagon?
Yeah, but off the schneid, does one game, is it a turning point? Is it, well, it was certainly well needed. Folks were a little bit more
chipper and excited to see him come to the plate.
Well, his first at bat,
little jeers.
First at bat wasn't successful, right?
No, not what we were hoping for.
But then, okay, Skeens, whatever. But then, we did a couple of hits, couple of steaks, couple of ribeyes. And suddenly it's like, well, what are we going to bitch about?
Now it's old news, right? A couple of hits, a stolen base, an RBI, and now it's all done. He gets the little bit of a joking, sarcastic standing ovation from a couple in the midst before that second at bat. A little bit louder ovation before the second one.
Wasn't that more encouraging? I don't know if it was sarcastic.
Come on, let's go.
This is an interesting question. Like,
yeah, well, I think it was coming from a place of people are like, well, it doesn't work to boo him, and Murph's like, you should appreciate him, so let's just like try the reverse psychology. Like, didn't we say that with Machado? Like, we were going to freak him out by giving him a standing O here.
But when your mom says, you need to be a little bit nicer to Armen, right? Like, that means that you're going to be a little overly nice and try to make sure that everybody sees it. And there were a lot of people letting you know, hey, man, we are Murph. We're in. We're back here. We're here. We're here for you. And at the perfect
following manager's orders.
Right. Oh my goodness, we're just listening to the manager, Drew. You're right.
Hey. This is a great question. Like maybe a more cynical mind would think the people doing that were kind of being sarcastic, Billy. To your point, I'm not calling you cynical. I'm just saying, Abe.
You can.
You can.
Yeah, you can because you probably would be got it right.
I actually think you have a point that the first one might have been a little more sarcastic. Like the first at bat, like, oh, Dad told us we gotta say something nice to you now. All right, so we'll do it. And then once they did it, of course, you can't dismiss the fact that the energy on social media was picking up for this. Like there was a little bit of a social media kind of, I don't want to say campaign's the right word, but there was some energy on social media, like get the word out, we're all gonna cheer for Yelich type of thing. But I think the second one was a little more sincere. I don't know why I felt that way. Like the first one felt a little more like, oh yeah, we're gonna do this. We're gonna just do this to show Murph. But then the second one was like, you know what? This is pretty good. Let's just do this every time. And then it worked. So then you're like, oh, see what we can do.
Now we're in.
See what we can do now? When you see results, like when you're a fan like this and you're wondering about this and it's like, is this matter? But then when you see results of what you do, it does kind of gas you up a bit. And you say, you know what? We can have a difference.
It's no longer the power of friendship. It's the power of positive thinking.
Yes, come on now.
The magic of thinking big. All these book titles.
Drew, you're not a wrestling fan, but there was this group called The New Day, and they would say, it is a new day. Yes, it is. And their whole banking on was the power of positivity, that it can change the world, even if you don't like us. And you should be positive. And some people might not like it. Some might not love it. But you love the results last night. And I do also think that there is a good communal experience in knowing that everybody's getting behind the young man. Have some fun and go after it. But the meat of the order, holy cow, welcome back to the party. I mean, as Yelich is the headliner there, welcome back to the party, William Contreras. Yesterday we got to see Jackson Churio on the 3-hit day, and slowly the offensive tide in the offense can get off that schneid a little bit, Drew. I always think it's like one couple, you got to get one winning spin. Because I'm thinking this as a slot machine while I'm playing over at Potawatomi, and I'm just getting absolutely tanked off losing 5 straight, 6 straight, 7 straight. Then you get a winning spin. All right, we're off the schneid. Now we get rolling. Now you're off the schneid. Now everyone's gotten the hits. Now we've won 2 straight. Let's go win 3 of 4 and flip this thing over.
3 of 5. Today is a tipping point game, and today it's May Day. Dustin May makes his debut for your Milwaukee Brewers this afternoon against noted financier Braxton Ashcraft.
Ooh, all-star.
Yeah, definitely a private
Braxton, our son Braxton. Oh, yeah, he's having a great year at prep school.
Great one, yes.
Braxton's killing it at prep school.
Now, which firm is he with? Oh, okay. Yeah.
Well, he's you know,
he's with the Nutting Fam.
Yeah.
He's got an interview at Princeton. You know, he's captain of the lacrosse team.
Another fine Phillips Exeter boy.
Yes.
Yeah.
There's
Braxton Ashcraft
and a definite sweater around the neck. He was
Braxton Ashcraft does not to me sound like a major league pitcher. He sounds like a guy who's in mergers and acquisitions.
But he got the lucky lottery ticket as he won and made the All-Star team this year.
Yeah.
Some folks were very excited and jealous that him and his significant other got to ride on the Livy Dunn private plane to the All-Star game. They got the Pittsburgh treatment when
who wouldn't be excited?
I was going to say, I'm guessing it was a Livy. I'm definitely not thinking it was a Bob Nutting experience.
And it's nice to be in the Stars orbit. That was what the case was with the other tight ends around Kelsey when they got to fly with
of course.
When they got to hang out with Taylor and all the tight ends. I think it's Bell. Who Blake Bell,
Skylar Bell's a former Badger, now also a Buffalo Bill wide receiver.
Of course, Skylar Bell. So that was the same deal there. It's like if you're like the practice squad tight end and you get activated for a few games, but you're in the tight ends room with Kelsey, and then you get to hang out with Taylor.
But
you
by the way,
in orbit, same idea.
I don't know that everybody thinks that about Taylor, but yes, you're
by
right.
the way, if we're playing the name game, Skylar Bell, either a wide receiver or a star in the adult film world.
I was going to say, or you could potentially see it, Little Darlings.
Oh, yeah,
I apologize for offending you on that one, Armen. I apologize for offending you that 23-year-olds are thinking more of Livy Dunn than they are Taylor Swift. They're not all that excited to be hanging out with Taylor Swift.
My point was that, well, some are. I mean, it depends on who you are. But my point was it's the same idea. Like if you get in the Stars orbit, you get private jets, you get all these things. However, I mean, these have been big wins. Like the thing is, the Cubs are, hot as well. Obviously, they just swept the Dodgers. They don't lose, so it's like a catch me if you can situation.
Yeah.
Because the Brewers, keep doing their thing, but haven't been able to separate it all from the Cubs. But that's okay. That's the way baseball goes when multiple teams are hot. It's just a pretty interesting deal right now in the NL Central and in the West. Obviously as well, a lot of interesting races heating up, but. last night was great because it showed the power we have as fans, right? I always believe that. I always like to believe that. That's like, as a 42-year-old man tomorrow, the cockeyed optimist in me, that 12-year-old boy still wants to believe that I can make a difference as a fan, that I'm the reason that we can become better, that we can have a collective effort, that if we do put the shirt on, it'll help my team win. I have to believe that. That's part of my DNA as a sports fan. And if I don't, I'm going to lose something. So yesterday proved it a little bit for me again. And I love that feeling, and let's see what a little power or positive energy can do when you lift somebody up. See what we can do. All right. Now, there you go.
All right.
That fired me up.
By the way, Billy, I don't know if you caught that, if you jotted it down, but Armen just told us his birthday's tomorrow. He's opened the door because it's,
don't get me. I don't want
8/7 is the day that we are going to. Yeah, we'll have to. There will have to be cake.
No, don't do anything. I don't want anything.
So now, is it a big deal in your house? Because you guys both have the young children and birthdays. You go over the top with them until you get to like 11, 12, 13.
Sure.
Then they just want cash and they just want to go out with their friends.
Right. They don't want to be here.
So you go over the top and you celebrate birthdays hard. And then it's like, at a certain point, kids, any birthday party, any sign of cake and balloons, they think it's for them, even if it's not.
Yes, 100%. Mm-hmm.
And then if it's your birthday, it's like it's up to your wife, who most wives are too tired and just sick of looking at you to make any big deal about your birthday. You might get like something that you like for dinner or go out.
My wife said, "What do you want to do for your birthday next week?" I don't know.
Take a nap.
Yeah, sleep. I'd like to take a shower after I get home from Green Bay. Is that fair? Does that work? You got to celebrate. It's your birthday.
Got to celebrate. It's your birthday.
32. What on earth? What is there to celebrate with that?
Right. And Laura's the same way. I'm like, I don't care. Like, whatever. But at this point, I've never organized a party for myself. She did for me once.
Threw a banger of a 40th birthday for you.
That was amazing. Yeah. But I've never done that. I've never really been into it, but we'll do something. I think we're gonna go out. We're gonna go to Dream Dance. I think.
Oh, that's right.
What's up? Might as well.
What's up, our friends over at Potawatomi?
Yeah, gonna go to Dream Dance. I actually don't even know if I've eaten there yet. Maybe once in years and years.
You will not be disappointed.
So I'm excited for that.
I was there like a remodel ago because it seems like they're always whipping that place up 100%. And just changing it around and making it nicer. It's like, damn.
You'll be a big fan.
If I can get a piece of meat, and a couple parlays, that's a nice day. I mean,
that's a hard thing to beat.
That's enough for me. But you're right. I mean, like big parties and all that stuff. No, it's okay.
I think you ought to.
We do enough.
I think you should leave our show. And you should, it should be a day about food and drink and celebration. You should leave our show and grab that kid and head and get yourself that cream puff and go down the giant slide.
Yep, all throughout.
Tire the kid out and then hand her off to grandma and head out to a nice meal.
Oh, that's a good call, Drew.
That's a good one.
Run up and down that giant slide steps.
Couple of rides at the fair. Go look at some animals.
That's what I'd rather. I mean, I'd rather do. I mean, sounds like a perfect Armen day to
kind of does
become a kid. That's basically what it is. So I like that.
It was the uncle's birthday last week, and my little man he took care of every single one of those presents. Drew, to your point, I mean, like the ice cream, the cake, as he then blew out the candles. It was like, hey, you're welcome, guys.
Yeah,
all right,
I got you.
I did celebrate. I picked out the cake. I opened all of the gifts. Now, let's play with all of my toys and let's forget about everybody else. Okay, come on now. This is my day.
I do like when the kids get the excitement of opening gifts. So, if it is an adult's birthday, it's like, you can open my gifts. So they get the excitement of opening gifts, realizing that they're like, electric shavers and boring stuff that like kids you usually that age are like, I'm opening toys. And then they open it like, what the heck is this, a tie? Like, or what is this, clothes or like a power drill stuff. Well, maybe power drill, but stuff that they don't even realize like, what is this? I thought all presents were toys. Like, then they totally get disappointed when they actually open it.
Yeah, that's about a 26 or 27-year-old kid when you realize that the power drill is your new toy.
Oh, right.
When the power tool that you get for your birthday, those are your new toys, that's a different place in life that you hit.
Yeah.
Which is a good one to get. That leaf blower that I got is phenomenal.
When you get more excited that there's rain coming so your lawn will get green instead of like a 3 a.m. banger out of the club, like you're like, oh yeah, it's gonna get my lawn green. I'm like, man, I'm an old guy now. So, but listen, if I get another Brewers win today and they can keep rolling here and a couple Cubs losses against, I think they play Toronto. Am I right, Billy? I think they're playing Toronto
this weekend.
Yeah.
Today they're playing a makeup game against Toronto. They play a weekend series differently. Sorry.
Oh, that's what threw me off. Okay.
Yeah, they only play a one-gamer for a rained-up game today.
That would be nice. If by the end of the birthday weekend the Brewers can have like a 7 or 8 game lead, that'd be a nice gift. We'll see if it happens, though. I'm not really sure. The way PCA is playing.
He's really making a case, isn't he?
Was that
favorite now?
That graphic yesterday was disgusting to look at after the Dodgers 5-run inning to close it in the 7th or the 8th. So Ohtani and PCA, the number 1 and 2, decide whichever one you want to go on now. Favorites to win the MVP. Ohtani, people had wondered, would anybody be able to beat him? Yesterday, they have a match for matchup in the home run race and in the MVP race that you can't make up. Each go 3 for 5. Each hit 2 bombs. PCA just one more run driven in, ends up being the difference in a 7-6 win. And now he's the betting favorite at a couple of different institutions. Ohtani has been such an overwhelming favorite, Drew, that people wondered if, like, and it's not Ohtani fatigue. This isn't going to be why LeBron didn't win an MVP or why Jordan only won a couple, Brady, Manning, whoever you want to put in here. This is just somebody is chasing him down and being that damn good alongside. Ohtani being dinged up has aided it a little bit, but the home run numbers are significantly down on his pace. And PCA is an absolute lightning rod. That one he banked off the scoreboard yesterday was something different.
Has anyone trademarked PCA MVP yet so we can have that for...
They got to be making those shirts. If he's not, they're messing up. Maybe his buddy Caleb did.
A few weeks ago, I started noticing this reality that PCA's defensive war is pumping his numbers up to a point that it's going to be hard to ignore. And I think a lot of, I don't want to say casuals, but a lot of baseball lay people, like they remember like the goofball highlights from early in the year and the White Sox lady yelling at him. And I think a lot of people don't realize what kind of impact PCA's been having this year on the Cubs and how good he's been, because I mentioned, about a month ago to a few friends of mine, are we looking at a possible PCA MVP situation because of the way Ohtani slowed down with injury and things like that, and the way they might kind of vote it, because you're combining his ability as a pitcher and hitter, sure, but they might have some trouble with how to vote that if he doesn't play a full season as a pitcher and hitter and all these things. And all of a sudden, Pete Crow Armstrong's defensive WAR, I mean, he's getting crazy numbers up to the point where he's going to be in 7, 8, 9 WAR territory already, and that's been like Aaron Judge, Bobby Witt, last year Shohei territory. So there's no question we're in a world that PCA might have a great chance to win MVP this year. I don't think a lot of people realize that.
He's now the leading candidate, I would say.
I mean, they're both -110 at Potawatomi right now. So it's just interesting, because I'm not sure how many people actually realized he was playing that well, because they might just remember the early highlights. Or, when he gets to a ball that no one else gets to and misses it and hits the back of the wall, but he has an effort that most guys aren't getting, it's actually impressive to see him get close to a ball instead of missing it off his glove and going over the wall. You see things like that, you can get kind of misdirected a little bit. And listen, it doesn't annoy anyone more than me, but the reality is Pico Armstrong's having that type of year, and he's the big reason the Cubs have played so well, probably the biggest reason. So it's here.
He's the biggest offensive reason. I mean, you look at the rest of their lineup. Nobody has jumped off the page. A month ago, now Bregman's gotten a little hotter in the last month, but once Durbin made his run, we did the stats 3 weeks ago, just before the All-Star break, Drew. Caleb Durbin's numbers were better than Alex Bregman's, and now Nico Horner's like a 670 OPS player, but really, really good on defense. And they've changed up their rotation significantly. I mean, they completely revamped it at the deadline, and they're trying to chase. I think the interesting one from the Cubs' perspective was a couple of weeks ago, Jed Hoyer had said, it'd be different how we're going to approach this deadline if we had the bye. If we thought we were going to get a bye, it'd be a little bit different. They realized, Drew, the way to get a bye is to win the division. That was still what they were trying to do, because don't look now. I mean, everybody in the National League got better, but you win the NL Central, it's going to be hard to not have a bye.
True.
The way everyone's
playing. Yeah.
If they run through the next 6 weeks, they'll probably earn one, and that's what it looks like they took the advantage of at the deadline.
Yeah, let the Cubs play that wild card round. So it works for me.
And if they play the wild card round and somehow line up against that team from LA, are you cheering for the team in the red and blue?
Oh my goodness,
that's a great question.
I mean,
that's a great question.
Here's the thing.
I don't know, Billy. I mean,
here's the thing.
I don't know what to tell you.
Here's the thing about baseball is that you get so in the moment, and I was just telling people, like, don't think about October yet. You got 2 months to go. But you get so in the moment that you think what we're seeing now is what we're going to see. Like Christian Yelich, prime example.
Yes. For sure.
You
That's
know,
the
all of a
only
sudden,
thing you're ever going to be.
It's like bang, and then it can turn so quickly. The Red Sox were the last place team. They were the worst team in the entire American League. And now look at them surging, and they went 30-5 to overcome the horrible start. And it's a totally different thing.
Look at
Now,
Durbin
but does that mean they're going to carry it on into October, or will they run out of gas? Will the market correct? Will there be regression to the mean? Because the Dodgers right now have lost 6 in a row, and they can't find their way. But come October, I'm still thinking they're a prohibitive favorite at the sports book at Potawatomi.
Yeah, so, by far. Yeah, 100%.
Because that they can flip the switch. So there's so much real estate between now and the storyline. And it's just the Brewers. I was just telling Armen, I saw the stat in Mike Vassallo's notes that the Brewers were 30. So they were 13-13. And since then, they have the best record in ball since that date, April 28th.
I was going to say right around the NFL draft, I want to say they were 500.
And since then, they're 58-30, which is the best record in the major leagues.
Because they showed the highlight last night on the ESPN broadcast. By the way, thank you, Brewers TV, for actually illuminating the screen. Did anyone else have to go check their TV settings to see why it was so damn dark?
Well,
I assumed
it was my old TV.
I did not know what was going on.
AmFam always looks dark. I don't know why that is. Darker than other places.
Yeah, and I mean, maybe it's just the adjustment to it, but the Brewers TV lighting, I think Brewers TV production has been phenomenal. Last night, I'm like, wait a second, let me turn this thing up.
Yeah.
But
it was a weird night of
they showed the highlights of Skeens coming to AmFam on Friday of the NFL draft and going perfect for the first 6 innings. That was right in the midst where you're sitting wondering, are we watching the exact same thing we did a year ago? A month and a half, 2 months of wandering into the abyss, and then you'll be able to get hot. So the Red Sox did almost the exact move that the Brewers did a year ago, right? It was 30-4 for the Brewers on that run.
Yeah.
30-5 for the Red Sox this year. Brewers completely flipped the standings. They were down 7 games in the division. When they ended that, they were up 5 games. Red Sox still chasing out there, but they're 6 games up in a wild card, and they're going to be there. And also, don't look now. It felt like LA was running away with that NL West and that nobody was going to come even close.
Oh, yeah.
San Diego and Arizona both kind of closing the gap and playing some better ball. LA, though, has the one caveat in every conversation that just can't be ignored. The fact that their whole playoff rotation is on the IL right now.
They're all just resting.
Outside of Yamamoto and now Skubal, to whenever Blake Snell, who also has 2 Cy Young Awards, when he starts pitching in the rotation, Glass now starts pitching in the rotation, and they ramp up Ohtani, then you can start wondering about what that Dodger team's going to look like.
Yeah, by the way, I don't think Eric Lauer's pitching for them in the playoffs.
I got a good feeling he's not, no.
And, thanks for nothing, Eric Lauer. Man, getting lit up yesterday.
Well, but I will say he has been really good for them because he was with the Blue Jays, maybe?
Sure, he ate up
and was warm cheeks.
Terrible with the Blue Jays.
I mean, he was brutal in the first month and a half of the year. Goes to the Dodgers and he's solid.
He's been solid, eating up innings. I understand it, but we know.
No, yesterday could not help us. Yeah, you're right. Spot on that one.
But you're right. I mean, when you start thinking about what they're going to do when they're healthy, or if they get healthy with Skubal, Yamamoto, like you said, Billy Snell, you think that's Sasaki and all those guys. But it's
I did prime the pump though for what I had asked you, Armen. I primed the pump yesterday though, watching Cubs and Dodgers. Getting myself warmed up to the thought that if indeed they had to play in a playoff series, I'd prefer to play the Cubs than the Dodgers. So I will be cheering for Chicago in that series.
Yeah, because
I had to just get myself to it, because then I did also have to know what the repercussion was. I was going to have to listen to that stupid song.
Yep.
That's the reality.
Gonna have to listen to that song on full blast on that stupid marquee network, and they listened to the whole thing, understandably so. They got every single person in the bleachers with one of their flags. Nobody brought a knell.
Nope.
I just and then wife is singing it, and it's stuck in your head. It's so annoying.
It's unfortunately catchy.
It is unfortunately. That's the right way of putting it, Armen.
I mean?
It's unfortunately catchy.
We're off and running. I like that. That's a good slogan.
Yeah, well,
it's like this show. Unfortunately catchy.
Well, that's good. That's good.
Hit us up on the Talk and Text line. We're going to have some fun today. It's Thursday. It's opening day of the Wisconsin State Fair. Scott Dolphin joins us 6:25. Hunter Baumgardt at 7:25 live. We'll hear his recap of last night's proceedings in just a moment. We're glad you're with us. It's the Huddle, Fox Sports Radio, Wisconsin. 877-794-1973, your ticket to the NicoletLaw.com talk and text line. Thursday edition of the Huddle, opening day of the Wisconsin State Fair. Great doubleheader today, potentially. Brewers, Pirates, matinee. It's May Day. Dustin May with his first start for his new club. And then the Wisconsin State Fair opening ceremonies today. Starts its run. And then we're on to back to school. And then once they take the rides away from State Fair, that big pumpkin will rise in the parking lot at Wisconsin State Fair.
Oh, that's a good point. Yes, once the Ferris wheels from the Midway go away, then it becomes a Spirit Halloween. Mm-hmm. And we've already got my little guy's already picked out what he wants to be for Halloween. So it's moving quickly. It is going to be rolling here soon. But I mean, you want to talk about some sweet action that you get? The pig races being back here, like,
hey, now
it is pretty electric. It's maybe like the earliest days of my sports wagering were into the pig races at the Wisconsin.
That's where
State
it started.
Fair. That's one of the places where it started. One of the beautiful things to be able to have.
Shout out to the Duke of Sazama, Saz.
Pig races. I'm so glad he thought of
that. We're talking about the Brewers. Christian Yelich had a turnaround game last night. We'll see. Has the dam been burst? He had a couple of knocks, a couple of RBIs.
It can't help, or it can't hurt, right?
Yeah,
it can't hurt to have at least a little bit of positivity for the guy.
Yep.
And somebody who, Drew, I mean, you've known it, you see it more than a lot of people do. Hunter sees it every day, and he's going to talk about it. But when Murph mentions like nobody cares more about the lack of production than Yelich. You could tell every time he walks to the dugout after a 4-3 ground out, the frustration on his face didn't change the look last night, but you almost did feel like you could see a couple of weights roll off that shoulder when he stood there at second base.
That's right. And Contreras with a jack.
Well, he's back too then.
Yep.
Well, I'm declaring everyone back. If one's back, they're all back.
I don't know. Wild Bill seemed to bust every celebration he could out into that home run
He's
trot.
like, I've been waiting for too long.
I've been waiting way too long. He hit the phone on the walkover. He hit a little backflip. He obviously got to throw on the crown when you roll around third base. Nobody has more fun celebrating a home run than Wild Bill.
And he hammered that one. I mean, it was absolute, moonshot. It was demolished, which was good to see for him too as well. So hopefully this gets them both going a little bit. I did like seeing Yelich respond to the cheers right away with a double. That was the first run for the Brewers, so it was really important, needed, get him going a little bit. And it was just a little bit of like, I got a little, eye of the tiger dog in me energy still. I love that when he strode in there, popped up from second.
So I apologize for this this quick interlude here, Armen. So you said Friday for the big birthday bash. It's going to be a night over at Dream Dance Steakhouse potentially, right?
Yeah, something happening there that I'm missing.
You didn't realize where you're actually going to be celebrating the rest of your birthday. Did you know Nelly's playing at State Fair on Friday night?
Oh yeah, yes, it's Nelly.
You're going to miss Nelly over at State Fair on the.
Oh my God!
At the mile.
I'll be honest, the chance to see Nelly for a 9th time in Milwaukee is going to be rough.
How are you passing on that?
I love Nelly, but I've seen him like 3 times at Summerfest, at Tacos and Tequilas Festival in Franklin, and at State Fair. I mean, Nelly plays everywhere. Didn't he do post-game show at Brewers game once?
He's bringing his trailblazing multi-genre talents to Bank 5-9 main stage.
Trust me, I love it. I don't know if I'm going to be going, though.
Bank 5-9, that's not even the racetrack. That's the one in the middle of the grounds, right?
Oh, so that's the suite?
Or the Bank 5-9 amphitheater.
Oh, is it?
Well, that's the Bank 5-9 sponsors that stage.
Like the little
Hanson played. Yeah, in the middle of the grounds. Like, not the amphitheater. I don't know what they call it. Maybe they do sponsor the amphitheater.
Listen, Nelly's got to be. Main stage has got to be on the track,
Nelly's got to be the track.
Yeah, 100%.
Nelly's great. He's a consistent, great live performer for all these shows. You bring Nelly and you get an audience. But I mean, I've seen Nelly now enough times. Not that I don't want to see Nelly. Not that you should go.
I can't believe that.
I saw Nelly at a playoff series in St. Louis once. They were doing an outdoor festival type setting.
Yeah, that makes sense.
He had to have been having a good time. Nelly puts on a
Cardinals
jersey. For sure.
Yeah.
There's still there was a time when I would not have missed Nelly.
Yeah,
our house wouldn't, because especially that's one of Laura's top
older
3.
Now. You're older now.
See, that's what I'm saying. Drew, that's the walking across the line right there. He just realized I'm officially old. I'm not going to the Nelly show on my birthday.
Yeah.
2018, when I got those pit passes at Summerfest for Nelly, and Laura and I went, and we were just dating. Oh man, you would have thought
things
I was
happened
like
that
that.
night.
You thought, well, I can't remember specifically, Billy, but I mean, I would venture to guess, because you would have thought I was like a hero. Like, wow, we're getting that close to Nelly. Yeah, it was good.
So funny.
Well, listen, maybe we'll listen. Maybe I mean, my mom, Shirley will put Lennon to bed, so maybe we can venture down.
I mean, good gracious, audacious.
Oh yeah, so that is what they're calling the main stage now. See, the sponsors got past me because the smaller little amphitheater in the grounds was Bank 5-9, and now that's the Bank 5-9 main stage, which is like the opening night tonight is Hairball.
Oh, okay.
80s rock tribute band.
Goodness gracious.
That's gonna be all
right.
Yeah, they're pretty good.
Fair, that'll be people will come out.
Bailey Zimmerman's playing there this weekend. He's had we'll have to ask Dolphin.
Saturday,
He's had a couple of hot ones. The Isley brothers.
Oh,
yeah.
With the Commodores.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Isley does Commodores. Yeah.
Hey Billy, are any of the other
kidding me? I'm on a shout.
John Mulaney bringing comedy there on Wednesday night. I saw Charlie Barons do comedy at that.
It's a big
weird
show.
sitting at
John
a
Mulaney's
racetrack.
hilarious.
Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah, the big one for the millennials will be All American Rejects a week from today.
Now that's it right there.
Okay.
A little nostalgia act, right?
Yeah.
Little nostalgia.
And that happens to be on Free Day for the Educators. Beautiful one.
I feel like we're
then
fighting the world.
The last day of the fair, which is the 16th, the Beach Boys canceled. So I don't think they're going to get a replacement. It's just going to be dark.
Mike Love they canceled a lot of their shows.
Yep.
I read an article about that. I'm still in the Beach Boys newsletter.
They should try to get Sawyer, Utah.
There you
go.
Should
get
we'll talk more State Fair with Dolph. I'll get his thoughts. And
please.
Fair foods, if you want to talk about that, that would be good. First of all, but first, we're not getting away from Brewers. We'll talk Packers. They were off yesterday.
I apologize.
We're back.
But in the Be Careful What You Wish For series, Tarek Skubal lost to the Cubs in his Dodgers debut, and then Casey Mize said, "Hold my beer." Casey Mize went from Detroit to the Padres, and in the 103rd start of his career, the first for his new club, he filled his socks. 3 1/3, 9 hits, 8 runs, all earned, 3 walks, 1 strikeout. They got lambasted by the Diamondbacks, who are better than people think.
Yeah, no doubt, way better.
All right, so Skubal and Peralta all had bad debuts.
And Peralta got lit up. So all the guys that we were pining over, not so good. For Casey Mize, that was the worst start of his major league career.
And now you get your look at the dude that a lot of people, I didn't know that Dustin May was really on the market until the day of the deadline. And when his name popped up, Drew, all three of us, Hunter included, were like, I like Dustin May. I'd be interested in what Dustin May would do here. It's tough because I heard Jake Peavy going through this on MLB Tonight or one of their shows. He's really good on there. But mention think about what these guys are now doing this week, right? So Skubal gets traded on Saturday night, late into the night. He's on the phone probably most of the night with his family, orchestrating some things, figuring out where they're going to go. Sunday gets on a plane, flies to L.A., gets changed mid-game. He's asking somebody what the club he's named so he can get some sliding shorts before he goes and puts his pants on to walk out there. And then all of a sudden he's starting on Tuesday. They're flying on a plane out to Chicago on Sunday night. He's like, who's catching his bullpen? When's he reading his scouting reports? When's he finding out all of the things for his own nutrition and keeping pace? It's like this first start's going to be a tough one to count upon unless you give it a little bit of time to breathe. May's now been here for 3 days.
Yeah.
Probably got at least a little bit settled in, figured out where he can live, where he can put down his bag at night.
Yeah.
He's still, they pay for a hotel for a little bit while you get traded. And he's used to the hotel, and he's used to the ballpark. He's
right now he's used to it a little bit. He understands
had a pretty
what he's
good start
doing.
here earlier this year, taking a no-hitter into the 8th.
I always wonder if they make him sleep on some guy's couch.
By the way,
That's always
really.
thing. Yeah.
By the way, everybody who traded for a pitcher, they hope they get what the Brewers got out of Kyle Harrison last night. Because until he cramped up in the 6th inning, what an exit that is, striking out 8 in a row to exit the field.
Well, your legs will cramp if you're kicking that much ass.
And
kicking it, dude.
There's a line.
Oh, Armen, come on.
And I loved it because he's like, I cramped up, and it freaked some people out. And, when the trainer came out, and it was kind of like, okay, we'll see if you can make it a go of it, because he said he was doing pickle juice shots. And
a little hot
whatever the cinnamon hot stuff was that Fireball? Like, what is the anti-cramping cinnamon? I've never heard of that.
Yeah, it has to be. Or it's Michael's secret stuff like in Space Jam.
Yeah. So Harrison pitched great. Struck out 8, back from the IL. If that's what we're going to see from him, maybe the Brewers will. I'll roll the dice with Ms. May and Harrison.
Dude, that
Or Ms. Harrison May.
Slurve looked phenomenal and just peppering fastballs.
Oh.
Again, it is wild, Drew, when you throw strikes, the pressure you put on guys. We've talked about it with Miz just because he throws so damn hard. But Harrison, his fastball's got a lot of late life at 96. And if you're going to consistently put it in the zone, people are going to have to take swings at it. The youngster, I want to say maybe it was their catcher, who challenged a pitch, would have been a strikeout, and tapped the head. He was very, very proud of himself for getting the win. Then it's 3-2. And he blows a 95-mile-an-hour fastball by him, and my man holds the bat with the wrong hand on the finish. And you can look at like the frustration of, this isn't the hottest heater that I've seen, but it was working at the top of the zone yesterday.
He makes it look like that for some reason when he goes up the ladder. I mean, that's the thing about what he can do, and a lot of it is the location with his other stuff.
So Harrison struck out the last 8 to push his total to 10, and he was flirting with history because to strike out 8 in a row is no small feat.
No,
right? That was getting to be historic when he cramped up. But Casey Mize had 1 strikeout in his 3 1/3. He threw 77 pitches.
Ooh.
And Diamondbacks batters swung and missed at 2 of the 77 pitches.
Oh, they had him all night.
Awful. Now,
2 times?
That's bad.
2 swings and misses, 2 whiffs on 77 pitches.
I can't imagine
a softball game.
Yeah, I can't imagine that'll continue. But I mean,
and the wheels came off in his last inning, and he gave up like 5 hits in a row and a walk. So 3 walks and a strikeout. But now you want to give it the caveat. You want to couch it. He hadn't pitched in 11 days.
Been a while. Yep, they scratched him last week. Yep.
Never pitched in Phoenix. People don't think of it because it's in the valley, but Phoenix is at altitude. It's 1,000 feet up, like in the dry air.
It's also a weird ballpark.
Yeah, weird.
Like,
yeah.
I mean, it's big. It's spacious. There's a lot of weird
team
nooks and
thrown to a new
crannies to it.
catcher.
Yeah.
So there's and like he's not going to be that bad for the entire time.
You
But it was
can't
an
fathom it.
inauspicious debut for him. So anyway, Kyle Harrison was pretty good, and sometimes the best deals are the ones you don't make.
I'm
Just
excited
saying.
to make the grand sweeping assumptions and judgments on this deal here after Dustin May throws his first 15.
Well, there you go.
Right,
We'll know today.
Today, Drew, after he faces his first 2 batters, we'll know if it's a good trade or
First
not,
time
right?
through the order, we'll know. I got to give him that much.
As
so
long
we'll
as they
see.
find
All
a
right.
hat that fits over his head.
Yep.
When
we come back, the Killer Tomato Part 2 is on the line.
Dig into the Kevin Mensch bag.
When we come back, we'll hear Hunter Baumgart's recap of last evening's proceedings at American Family Field, and Hunter will join us live at 7:25. You are in the Huddle, Fox Sports Radio, Wisconsin. Dominating a Thursday in the good land for the early risers, insomniacs, and sociopaths at the health club, waiting for it to open at 5 a.m. The 5 o'clock club, as we celebrate here. And 5 o'clockers, you get the added benefit. You get us just being casual because, we like to just take our time warming up. But you also get the added benefit of Hunter Baumgart's recaps of Brewers proceedings brought to us by Import Minded. He was on the scene for us again last evening, as he is all the time, bringing us one-on-one interviews and stuff. Let's take a listen to Hunter's recap of last evening's game.
Thanks, guys. The Brewers get a 4-2 win last night over the Pirates. Does that sound familiar? Well, they got a 4-2 win over the Pirates on Tuesday night as well. They'll go for the series win today. But how about last night? Christian Yelich comes to the plate in the fourth inning with 2 on, gets a big ovation from the crowd as he steps to the plate, and then an even bigger ovation as he gets the RBI double. He definitely noticed.
Yeah, no, it was cool to, receive the support from the fans tonight. Obviously hasn't been the greatest last couple months for me, but definitely appreciate that tonight.
And Pat Murphy, who called for fans to encourage Christian Yelich, he noticed it too.
I did. The one at bat, that was really special. I'm like, does anybody really listen to what I say at the end of these things? You know what I mean? Like, do some people really tune in? I'm like, God. Or maybe you guys wrote something or something. I don't know. But happy for him. He had 2 really good at bats, ran the bases unbelievably. It was big. It was huge.
So all in all, a great night for the crew. By the way, Kyle Harrison left with some cramping. Shouldn't be an issue going forward. 8 consecutive strikeouts to end his appearance. How about this? That's the second most consecutive strikeouts in Brewers history, second to Corbin Burns, who did it with 10 consecutive strikeouts back years ago. All in all, a great night for the crew. Abner Uribe with his 19th consecutive scoreless appearance, and Trevor McGill with his 20th save. Brewers go for the series win coming up today. Dustin May on the mound for the crew, 1:10 first pitch against the Pirates. This report brought to you by Import Minded, your trusted choice for exceptional vehicle care on South 27th, just north of 894. I'll talk to you guys at 7:25.
Hunter Baumgardt.
Let's go, Hunter.
Bringing it to us. Let's go. He also got us some sound from Dustin May that we were holding because Dustin May makes his Brewers debut this afternoon.
Very excited to hear some of that.
Yeah, we'll hear that for sure.
We'll hear that as we move forward. So thank you, Hunter, and thank you, Import Minded. 877-794-1973. What cracked me up about that is Murph is like, what, people really listen to this stuff I say?
Gosh.
So I'm like,
Love
Murph
that.
can change the direction of rivers because for 2 months, Christian Yelich has been the mayor of Slump City.
Oh, God.
And Murph's like, hey, don't boo him. He means too much to us. Give him some positive reinforcement, little love.
Encouragement.
And then lo and behold, he breaks out of it. Like, how about that, Murph? People really do listen. Now, do people read what the guys wrote? I don't know if anybody reads anymore. And I say this as a former baseball writer. They just saw it on social media.
Well, they read that, though, right? I mean, they read. But
After that annual subscription comes out, I started to read a lot more.
They read the tweet and watch the 40-second clip. And then then they're on to the next.
Yeah, I was going to say they follow at Hunter B on air and got the clip of you saying it last night and made sure that they wanted to listen to it. The power of the internet's a real thing. It is a real thing when you start seeing what everybody is hoping to be able to do. And last night, I do like Yelich at least giving the tip, the hat tip. And he's like, yeah, guys, I know. It has been the best couple of months for me. Lord only knows. I also understand it's kind of brutal over on this side as well, but that was very, very nice of everybody to do. Now let's pick it up again here today, and who knows? Maybe we see the first Yeli bomb since, last 3 or 4 weeks?
Did he have one with the Angel?
He had one.
He had one against the Angels.
Yes,
That's
he did.
right, yes.
In fact, he had a home run like more recently than Churio.
I was going to say Churio and Contreras. Yeah, you're right, no doubt.
Churio went a month, right? And he's,
Maybe all 3 will homer today.
Hey.
That'd be a hell of a parlay to play at the
Well,
what you're thinking about a birthday, that would
Brewers,
be it right there.
The Brewers are in
The
Brewers are in a stretch of a heavy stretch of workload, 17-17, right? So
yes,
we might get one of these daytime or day game after night game lineups.
I would agree with you. This is a day where people have been bashing and upset that Joey Ortiz is in the lineup. I'd anticipate he's in the lineup today. I'd anticipate this is a very much a Sunday-looking lineup. But they also, in the run of the games, Drew, this is a big tilter as to how you look at the homestand in the series. Man, you drop the first in disappointing fashion where you go 0 for 14 at the top with 7 punchies on Monday night. And on Thursday, you got a chance to send them out of town, losing 3 of 4.
Yeah.
And after you had lost 6 of the first 7 games in the season series,
so
you're right back in the midst.
All right. So at the risk of hurting my rotator cuff, patting myself on the back.
Yeah, we'll do it for you.
When we got the text yesterday, and I don't remember who it was. Maybe it was the same guy that was asking online, tweeting at Dom Catronio, Todd Rosiak, Kurt Hogan, Adam McCalvey to find out why Ortiz is not playing every day.
Mm-hmm.
What did I say yesterday? I'm like, they do it by matchups. Yes, he's hot, but they look at the starter, and if that guy's best pitching zone and area is where his weak spot is, they'll play the other guy.
Yeah, we're not setting him out for that.
McCalvey tweeted yesterday, replying to this, somebody asking the question. He said, many have asked this. There's no secret answer. It's matchups. They play Hamilton against right-handers with a certain pitch mix and Ortiz against some righties and all lefties. It's fair to disagree with the strategy because Ortiz has been so hot, but that's the reason. That's what I told you.
There's the answer.
And that's why Ortiz is so hot. And that's what teams do with the platoon advantage. They pick spots where guys are going to succeed, and that's why you like him.
I like him a lot more in those sample
Exactly.
sizes.
All right. We'll be back. The Huddle, Fox Sports Radio, Wisconsin.
Doug Russell. The beat goes on for the local 9.
William Contreras launches. Left fields. Gone!
ESPN with the play-by-play. The Brewers double up the Pirates 4-2. Kyle Harrison spectacular on the mound, out pitching Paul Skeens. Harrison 5 innings of one-hit shutout ball, striking out 10 and walking 1. The series finale is this afternoon starting at 1:10. Dustin May makes his Brewers debut against Braxton Ashcraft. Now, Milwaukee didn't gain any ground in the division. Chicago sweeping L.A. 7-6. The Packers are back on the practice field today, but it's a closed workout ahead of family night. The annual gathering may be meaning more to newly signed tight end Drew Biver, who played collegiately at Purdue and Minnesota, but grew up in Cedarburg, a rabid Packers fan.
I mean, just watching Jordy Nelson. When I was a kid, I think I had his jersey. I mean, Clay Matthews, I still have his jersey in my closet. When I was actually packing to come up here last night, I literally had his Clay Matthews jersey in my closet. I'm like, this is a sign from God. It was amazing.
Hour 2 of the Huddle starts now. I'm Doug Russell on Fox Sports Radio, Wisconsin.
Good morning, Wisconsin, and welcome to the Huddle.
I'm all for someone huddling if you have something to say.
It's time to wake up and talk about the teams you love.
Everybody wake now! Everybody wake!
With the guys you love.
It's just about getting the group together. I need you, you need me today. Let's keep touching each other. Let's make sure we feel each other. Let's make sure we smell each other's breath.
Watch us on YouTube, Facebook, and X.
You need 15 or 20 huddles to correlate with the number of cameras. Take the cameras off the field and there'll be no huddles.
Now gather around because it's time to huddle up.
West left slot, 323 wide stick on 1. Ready, be alert for blitz. If it looks like man coverage, I'll check. I'll go 200 jet. You got to cut and crack. Now cut and crack. Red, right, 18 Bob on 1. Ready, cut him and crack.
If you look at this play, what we're trying to get is a seal here and a seal here and try to run this play in the alley.
We got exactly what we got to do. All right, that's all the good boy got to do. Let's go out and kick the tail. Right? Hey, 1, 2, 3.
Keep doing what you're doing. Keep that sit our guys after and make them play.
Be right, all the way outside. Wide, left, fake, 396 bag, V hand, Z puck. Is that long enough for you?
I want you to be proud of your profession. It's a great profession. Go out there and play this ball game like I know you can play it.
With Drew Olson,
Mythical, legendary figure.
Bill Schmid,
Oh, my God. This man's been out all night.
and Armen Sarian.
This is it. Don't get scared now.
Sanchez, we ready?
Fox Sports Radio Wisconsin is on the air.
Thursday edition of the Huddle continues, broadcasting live on 920 Milwaukee, 1070 Madison, everywhere on the iHeart app, streaming live, Facebook, X, and YouTube. Drew Olson, Bill Schmid, Armen Sarian. Yes, indeed. We're here. Brewers matinee today, State Fair opening day. We're into the tenderloin portion of the summer, and it's rapidly dwindling because once State Fair ends, we are what is it? We are 1 week. 1 week from today is the Packers exhibition opener. That's
1 week from today, they'll play their first preseason game. 1 week or 1 month from that day, they will play their regular season opener.
And then we are 1 day away from family night.
Isn't that crazy?
No public practices today. No public availability or anything.
Well, and also for those that it interests, September 6th is a very interesting day. So 1 month from today, Luke Fickell's revenge tour starts for the Wisconsin Badgers as they'll take on the 13th ranked Notre Dame Fighting Irish at Lambeau Field in a Shamrock Series Classic.
Badgers lacing them up today, right? And then high school football started a couple days ago.
Yeah, and Drew, the crazy thing about high school football, and now the rules have changed over the last couple of years, that the limit on off-season practices in the summer has basically been lifted. So there are some teams that have been practicing, without helmets and pads and stuff like that for 2 or 3 months. Now you get to put pads on for the last couple of days. That's a heck of a start, and they're going to be playing high school football games within the next 3 weeks. Fall is in the air, even though the heat advisories are still on the way.
That's right.
Like it is not an August summer day. I walked out yesterday and you could feel the humidity at about 84%, temperature probably around 76, and all the cloud cover you possibly could have. You're sitting there waiting for practice as like a 12-year-old pear-shaped youth, looking there saying, "Oh, it's not gonna be that bad. The sun's not out. It's not even gonna be that bad.
No, it's bad.
You walk out there and instantly start dripping. Those are the days the legs get real heavy.
Like, you ask yourself, why am I practicing football? It's supposed to be summer, but they're taking summer away from us now. I saw the marching band out there practicing. It was like July just ended, bro. Come on.
We had we start football practice at 8 a.m. I don't know if that's the standard time for a lot of programs around here or not.
Yeah. A lot into the afternoon, but we were an early morning one too for a little
We used
while.
to do like an 8 a.m. start, And it's like, soak up the dew, boys.
Enjoy this now, yes.
Yeah, your cleats would get wet, because it's
stopping after the third period.
Because it was still like there's still a lot of dew on the grass.
And every time you hit the ground, you're like, wait a second, I didn't realize it was raining. You're sliding down into the end zone. Oh man, it is. It's a beautiful time for the football nerds like myself. And Armen, just know. It's getting sooner and sooner. But you also got to get on board because this is the latest everything's starting. This is like the latest State Fair can start.
No, I get it.
It's like the latest Labor Day can be. They are extending summer, even though you're just trying to truncate it.
That's true.
You just need to let summer breathe and live. You're the one that's memorializing it before you're even in hospice care.
I know, and I shouldn't do that. It's because I have this problem that every time it's here, all I can think about is how fast it's going and how it's almost over, even in like June.
So don't go to Target. Don't go to a Target because all you're no.
Oh, I thought that's.
Are you kidding me? It's August 6th.
It's already been back to school.
It's been back to school. It's Halloween now. All right, so just don't go there because you will really really hurt yourself. But it's still here. Just enjoy and soak up these last.
Let's soak it up.
Eddie and Styles. Speaking of Halloween, I saw a link from Eddie and Styles quick that there's no giant pumpkin in West Allis.
Oh, beautiful.
It's going to be shut down. Or in the weeks before Halloween, drivers passing Wisconsin State Fair Park on Interstate 94 can always spot a familiar spooky sight, the giant pumpkin at Scully's Halloween Express. But I guess it won't be back this year. Oh, that's kind of a change, huh? Not seeing that big pumpkin.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I just saw that and you mentioned it. So I thought
the giant pumpkin is a rite of fall. Well, whatever. Maybe it'll make summer will last longer now. By the way, I usually cape up and defend our friends who stand in front of the green screen and deliver the weather reports.
Yes, sir. Yes, you do. Yeah, your friends over there at WISN too as well.
All of them. I respect the industry. I always tell people, for the news people, if the prompter goes down, they'll freak out. Well, there's no prompter in weather. They do everything unscripted, off the cuff. And they'll talk for a couple minutes. And during severe weather, tornado warnings and stuff, they are on the air nonstop, trying to be information, keep people safe. Tough job. They do it very well. But they completely whiffed on yesterday's forecast.
Swing and a miss.
Oh, and it was a bad one.
That was bad.
They were saying it was going to be an all-day soaker, and I didn't get a drop at Stately Olson Manor.
Nope, not
and
a one.
Suddenly the sun's peeking through. It's like, I guess that rain they're talking about is not going to materialize. Yeah, the northwest wind dominated and kept it south of us, and we didn't get any rain. They were talking about significant, like an inch-long, day-long soaker like we had Saturday.
Yeah.
And I had everything prepped up, Drew, to go and hit the Blackstone finally, as it's getting as it's finally almost done with the full resurfacing.
Season.
The seasoning was going to happen. The first coat of bacon was going to go down. There was going to be a couple of smash burgers thrown in there, and all of a sudden, my wife's like, "Don't waste your time.
Yeah,
it's going to rain all day."
Oh man,
well,
that's
this
tough.
Sucks.
Yeah,
and a babysitter and everything.
When you're looking
I was ready to go backyard barbecue all day long.
Like you're going to war. It's like, I'll see you in 20 hours. Like, I'm out of here.
Instead, all I got to do is hang out with Nags on Carry the G Radio.
When you're doing when you're Blackstoning, do you have the boys? Is it off limits for them to be around the?
That's the one I try. You gotta get away
because even the sides get hot.
Little guy, Carson can definitely. He could get a full grab of that bad boy.
Yeah,
that's the one to watch out for.
When I'm cleaning it and pushing the grease into the grease trap, I'm always afraid so I have to make sure the dog is inside because I don't want the dog around. I don't want to get scalded or anything, and I don't want her licking up on anything that drips. So I'm like, when I'm cleaning afterwards, I have to get the dog out of the way.
Well, you'll like this because the dog now is about 14, and my man is blind, deaf, and everything but every sense has been eliminated basically outside of the sense of smell.
You can get the smell
and taste.
Still.
He can smell and taste are the two things my man knows exactly what he's doing. He almost dumped the whole bucket of hot grease from the Traeger.
Oh no!
It hits right down onto the concrete. You already know this thing's gonna be stained like nobody's business.
Forever. Yeah.
He looks around. He starts licking this stuff like there was no problem. He's laughing. He's like, "What's up? It's fine. What's up? It's fine. I'll tar this thing out. You'll have to clean it up, but it'll be okay." Yeah. So it is. When Dad's working, that's now become Dad's office. Well, when we're gonna flame up one of those things, we're gonna turn on the propane tank. Let's let everybody stand back.
As Armen once famously said in this building, safety first.
Yeah, absolutely. Safety first. That's right. I did.
The day we made Armen wear a bicycle helmet the entire day.
Those are the days.
And I wasn't even.
That was the fun time.
And that's one of the most disappointing moments of my life.
You had to wear a bike
knowing
helmet.
that I wasn't here for that.
Was it a fantasy punishment or something? It was something like that.
I don't know why we did it.
I think it was.
I think it was the League of Indifference, if I'm not mistaken.
It was either that or, I think he had to wear a helmet, and whenever someone asked, why are you wearing that, he had to say, safety first. That's all he could say.
Yeah.
Not, I lost a bet, just safety first.
That and the other one was bagging groceries at the Vendo World. Although I don't think we ever did that.
No, I think it might have been a bit.
No one ever
There were a couple of ones, because when I took over the commissioner of the League of Indifference as the owner of Corey Chase's washing machine, there was one of our former colleagues ended up winning or losing and not doing the punishment. And that ended up just being the end of it. Because if somebody decides that you can just skate off
then it's not
scot-free,
fun.
then it's no fun.
That was,
and we're here to have fun.
That punishment was a lemonade stand on the corner of Highway 100 in Beloit that had to you couldn't shut down till you got $100.
$100, yes.
You got to do it. I mean, what we're doing here, you can't afford to not be in for it. You got to commit to it.
One of the shot clocks on for one of my fantasy leagues, the punishment is you have to set up a stand, but you can only play the recorder. You have to get $20 worth of tips.
Busking with a recorder.
That's hard to do because no one's going to give you money these days.
You can only play lightly row so many times.
I was going to say lightly row and hot cross buns is going to be sitting there for quite some time. Unless
you find a way to rig
Well,
up
now he's also on a college campus, though. So he's got a better chance or maybe a far worse chance. Like, you got a chance that you have the entire campus watching you
and going viral
and realizing, like, brother, we don't have $20. We're not giving you any money, but I'm putting you all over TikTok and IG.
You're more likely to get, like, in the tip jar some, illicit things dropped in there, than money.
Very likely.
Yeah.
877-794-1973, NicoletLaw.com, talk and text line weigh in. Brewers won last night. Dustin May today against the Pirates, against Braxton Ashford, 110 first pitch at American Family Field, back on Brewers TV after a night on ESPN. It's disconcerting when you don't get to hear your normal voices, and it was cool and fine watching ESPN.
Yeah, it wasn't great, though.
Talk about it. It wasn't
you see Brewers social media all complaining about the broadcasters and everything like that. It's always the same thing.
Well, better than the other night when I couldn't watch the Brewers because the Spectrum app was down.
Ooh,
nationally.
That's a tough experience.
Yeah, that was rough.
Today, I'll be on tonight with Dennis and Doug, so I hope that
better not happen today.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
All right.
So my mom can't watch, man. It's bad.
Yeah, then it would be bad. But shifting gears because we were at Packers practice Tuesday. Billy, obviously glad to have Billy here
for the rest
of the week. The rest of the week we got Billy here because there's no public availability. There is no training camp live. That will fire up again on Monday. Training camp live.
Monday and Tuesday we'll be back.
I mentioned that when I hit the practice field, I hit the sideline, and I'm watching everything, trying to drink it all in. It's a little bit sensory overload at first, and then I settled on Evan Williams, watched him for a while. I'm like, that dude is good. Man crush. The entire NFL industrial media beat complex up at Lambeau has a man crush on the special teams coach.
A new one, Cam Acord. Just became everyone's favorite human being up
when
there.
He's like special teams course, and I asked Billy this when I slid in for Wayne on Training Camp Live. In your experience, the special teams coach is generally the most caffeinated coach on the staff.
Has to be, yes. You're coaching every player on the team.
Coaching every player on the team, and they're always like getting after it. They're trying to be efficient. They're trying to they got a lot on their plate, but they're usually the most upbeat, the loudest. That guy.
You're gonna feel that presence.
Cam Acord's that guy, and he's wearing cleats, which he explained yesterday why he does it.
I was tired of falling on my face enough
because I'm one of the guys who really get into me and shove me, and then I was falling and slipping. And
he goes, yeah, I went up against Matthew Slater, probably a special teams Hall of Famer, and he kept throwing me on my face. So I realized I had to stay on my feet.
He's like, I weigh 165 pounds, and I'm trying to.
You guys are athletes. I'm not.
So, but he got down and demonstrated nuances of holding. He got down and did it on the stage in the new media auditorium, and it was like, this is amazing. Like, we want this, pump this into our veins. We want this guy every day to talk to us. It was very educational. It was energetic. It was like, you see why he's a successful coach.
And it was super, what's the word I'm looking for? Genuine, right? Like, and it was not, I'm going to show up all these guys and tell you way more and try to show off all of the knowledge I have. It was like a very, very honest explanation. Rob Domofsky, he looked at it, he goes, was that fair? And Rob's like, that was the best explanation that anybody could have dreamed of. Thank you.
Yeah,
that was far better than I could have ever imagined.
The tilt
Thank you
of
very
the ball,
much.
it's like kickers like the tilt differently, and like you do it with the wind conditions.
Cutting into the wind, you need to hit the ball forward a little bit. You want to make sure that the leg swing is the same way. You can move where the ball's going with how the lean is.
I think a little bit. It was eye-opening because for a lot of fans, special teams coach, whatever. Just make sure you got 11 guys out there, right? First base coach, what does he do? he grabs the guy's shin guard when he gets a base hit and it gives him a high five.
Puts it back in there, but I also have your oven mitt.
Yeah,
too.
your oven mitt. Like, come on.
The stopwatch.
So it's like, what do they hitting coach? What do they do? And trust your hands. Keep your hands back. Good swing.
Yeah. Squash the bug.
Yeah, they discount what goes into it, and these dudes live it. And for him, it was like, to me, it was like he seemed to, not that he was talking to media, like he was at a coaching clinic.
Yes, very much so.
And
that
it was
the
like
right way
he
of
was
putting it.
educating in the masses, and it's just like that's what coaches, in essence, are teachers.
Yes, it was an exceptional way of doing it, but he also went through a number of different things. Like he then talked about how to prep for the wind. He's like, and it wasn't just false hustle of look at all the stuff that I do. He's like, I'll watch whatever game and I'll try to go back historically. If the wind's going to be in this direction, what games has it been, that speed, that direction, what did it do to the ball? And that's what I'll do on Thursday night so I can go and talk to the guys on Friday. Seems remarkably well prepped. You only do that when you can only be working for Bill Belichick in special teams if you're able to show your work on your preparation,
you better
right?
Be, you better be studying film and thinking about wind speeds and like every little, no stone unturned.
Every little bit of it. But like even the swing and like what you're actually looking for is like, I understand. And yes, the ball needs to go through the uprights. He's like, but for what I'm watching when Trey is kicking the ball, how consistent is the contact? Is the swing the exact same way? We can move the ball so you hit the perfect sweet spot if we know that your swing with the leg is the exact same every single time.
Like the golfer. Yeah.
It was really, really nuanced, but it was also just broken down well, and also it made its rounds because Jonathan Gannon started his out by saying, wait, he used the whole stage? He used the whole stage? All right, I'll show you guys press. No, never mind. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that.
All right, so we had that, and the special teams, the nuances, and the coaching and stuff like that. It's a window into right.
Think of the special teams guys that we've had. Rich Bisaccia, who he would go into a lot of good rabbit hole conversation. He would dig into a lot of detail.
And he's a guy everyone of his peers loved. Everyone in the industry loved him.
Yep.
Sean Slocum a number of years ago, when they used to mic him up at training camp practice, that was maybe one of the most educational and exciting parts of camp, because he'd blast through the speakers in the McCarthy days, and you're hearing him riding everybody. And Acord has been a different breath of fresh air because he's brought in a lot more drills. He's in all of the drills. That's why he's got the cleats on, because he's not trying to fall.
So now I didn't see the entire availability that he had, but I was wondering if he was asked about Zebra Gate, the big thing about Packers training camp, because I don't know if this happens in other markets because I don't follow the X accounts of reports from Bills practice or Browns practice or Rams practice, but the scribe saw Matt LaFleur have a conversation with the referees who were standing under the goalpost and told them like not to signal.
Get up out of there. Yeah,
whether it was good or not. So because when you're standing on the sideline, you can't really tell the uprights. You don't have a good angle. You guys might have a better angle from
still
the perch,
really
but
tough,
it's still tough to tell whether the kick is good or not. And so then suddenly, like, because the Domofskys, and Domofsky started this because he's the patron saint of punters and kickers and hang time and like all that stuff.
He's got the stopwatch. He's ready to roll. Yes,
because they were tracking. Trace Max 8 for 13 because they do that every day, and they
running tally of
and they publish the makes and misses for a guy who gets he kicks like 7 balls in a practice.
If he kicks 5 kicks.
Yeah,
5 kicks at the end of 2-minute drill.
Yeah. And so they keep the running score. And so LaFleur had a conversation, and then suddenly the refs weren't signaling anything. And they were just kind of standing there. They weren't going good or no good.
Take the break.
And then they asked about it, and LaFleur laughed, and he kind of like played it off. Like, and like, are they trying to protect Trace Mack's ego? Are they trying to mess with the beat guys and like let them guess their own, you're putting it out there. And so, but it is kind of funny that happened, and I don't think that happens in other markets. And people say, "Oh, the Packers media is so soft; they're all homers. They want the Packers to do good." Show me what was the Giants kicker? How many did he make? Like 100%. No one else keeps track of that stuff.
Yeah,
it's minutia.
It's rare in a lot of markets to have this many dedicated every single day beat writers, right? Like there's a lot of them there.
That the equivalent to me, because my background was baseball, is like being at spring training and like, well, Jackson Churio didn't hit any balls over the wall in center during his round of BP. I mean, he hit 2 out to left, but he didn't hit any balls to center or right. So therefore, the excruciating minutia.
And I'm glad you see it the same way, because his kicks to me feel like your batting practice swings. Yeah. This wouldn't be, because I've heard some people try to retort that of like, well, no, if you're doing batting practice, those are the balls you're kicking in the Hudson Center, and these are like your spring training games when you're trotting out. I think the preseason games are more like your training camp, because you're actually getting a real feel. And that was the other part that Acord had mentioned there, is like the wind is so significantly different. He's like a 25-mile-an-hour gust. When we're standing there next to the indoor, how it's coming off, it's like we go inside and it's a very, very gentle breeze. Otherwise, some days you can walk out here and it's like, oh, it's a very, very light 5 to 10 miles an hour. You get in there and it's already swirling and it's a totally different ballgame. It's like in the stadium is just so different. That's why I think it's a massive difference. For LaFleur, though, once he realized how agitated everybody was with it,
that helped.
It ain't changing. Yeah. Like once you could tell he had a vice grip on everybody in between
on their huevos
right there in the midst, and he's like 5-on-2 for the rest of camp. This is 5-on-2 for the rest of the camp, and I'm not letting you guys know.
Yeah, you guys can guess, and you guys can figure out whether it's good or not.
Yeah, he ain't changing that one. He's having too much fun now.
Here's the thing. Here's the other thing, and you mentioned like the guy's taking a bunch of swings and kicking balls inside while practice is going on, and then he comes out and it's 5. Okay, so. You can say that there's no pressure, but then he's kicking in front of fans, and there's more pressure than there's more pressure out on the field for those 5 kicks than there were for the ones inside, right? But still, there's no pressure because he's not going to get cut for missing, and he's like, maybe if he misses 15 kicks in a row, 3 days in a row, maybe they'll bring in somebody to try out and be a little alarmed, but that's. They got rid of they cut McManus after extending him. They got rid of Haversack. They got rid of the German kid.
They're pot committed for now, but it doesn't take long.
They also don't have roster spots to bring in competition right now.
Exactly. And
too many guys down.
And the guys, he's going to take every kick, and you're right. And they don't have the normal operation. Orzech's not out there. So
that's a big part of it.
And though Whalen's an accomplished holder, he's still getting used to the guy. Their chemistry is forming. The snaps might be a little bit high, which throws timing off. It only takes a little bit to make the kick go, especially with the wind.
Yeah, and you're talking about 1.3 seconds. You got to have that thing booted off.
So again, like it does when a guy goes 0 in spring training and then April hits and all of a sudden he's hot. Like we see it every year.
We also watched Brandon McManus go Brad Nelson last year.
Yeah,
exactly. I mean, he shut the box. I think he missed 2 kicks all camp.
Yes,
and then cost you your season at the end of the day.
And he didn't come through. So
there's no correlation usually.
So,
but again, like
it's what we have, and they're giving it information, but
there will be no competition though. And I do think he goes 1 for 3 in Pittsburgh. I would imagine there's somebody back there coming up on the following Monday. But until Orzech's back, you don't really have an additional roster spot for competition because you have 2 long snappers and 4 healthy tight ends. And you're bringing guys up from Sheboygan to be in Cedarburg to be able to be tight ends for you. You're not in a spot where you can necessarily waste another spot on somebody that might kick the ball 3 times during a practice.
Yeah. So much ado. Not
changing.
Not much.
But it is fun.
We'll see. As I've come around to the idea that kickers don't matter until they matter.
Yes.
Until they.
And Drew, everyone's seeing the light. What sucks about football? Talking about kickers.
Yes.
What's awesome about football? Legitimately everything.
Everything else.
Everything else is great.
That's right. All right. When we come back, halftime has arrived. Scott Dolphin's going to pop in. We'll talk a little State Fair. We'll talk some Packers, Brewers, whatever flows with the conversation with Dolph. Hunter is about an hour away from joining us. You're in the Huddle, Fox Sports Radio, Wisconsin.
Thanks, guys. The Brewers get a 4-2 win last night over the Pirates.
Drew, Billy, and Armen bringing it to you, the Huddle, Fox Sports Radio, Wisconsin. Happy to welcome Scott Dolphin, our halftime correspondent from the country station on the Hall, FM 106. And Dolph, happy opening day of State Fair.
Yeah, I love State Fair. I don't get there as often as Summerfest do. I'm guessing you probably don't either. But
it would be impossible. Well, I don't live 100 yards from the State
I was going to
Fair
say,
main
it's
gate.
a little tougher.
But the thing is, though, that State Fair is a blast. I'll get there a couple times. But we don't broadcast from there. We have we had a long history of broadcasting from the grounds at Summerfest, and this 5 to 8 shift, unless we're going to be talking to livestock handlers, we wouldn't be. It's not conducive to our shift.
Back in the day, and obviously those are two different fan bases, and State Fair has there's a lot of kids, with the farm stuff that happens there, the agricultural displays. But we used to broadcast from there all the time back in the day, right on Grandstand Avenue. And
yes, sir. In that nice little hut of different spots, and right next to, right over by the Bud Pavilion, you can find in there with a lot of people rolling through.
Will you and the Koozie crew gather and go watch some music? Because it's mostly cover bands. You gotta like be ready to watch some cover bands.
We're gonna check out Here Come the Mummies this weekend.
Yeah, someone actually, when you mentioned them yesterday, we had a texter shout out. Thank you for shouting them out.
They're
saying,
fired up.
That they're really good.
Oh man, they're so good.
It was like, man, they got fans out there. They got an audience. Let's go.
They've been around for 20 years, whatever. But the big thing about them is nobody knows who they are because they're mummies. But they're talented. So there's rumors that, a lot of them are sessions, musicians in different parts of the country and stuff. But
that intrigue probably keeps people excited.
Yeah.
Like to think that and then like when you actually unwrap the bandages of the mummy,
right.
It might just be some regular old dudes and they're like, oh, this
isn't what I was expecting.
Yeah, there's nothing
like
in
Kiss when they played without makeup.
Right. Or it's like wrestlers.
Like Al Capone.
Yes, all of a sudden when you see Hulk Hogan walking through the airport, like, that's not the Hulk. Right. What are we doing?
You're just a guy?
That's right.
Right,
like,
exactly. But they're a lot of fun. But you're right, though. It's a great cover band scene, and they bring in cover bands from all over the state of Wisconsin. It's not just local ones. So you see really good cover bands from Grandstand Avenue over to one of the 3 or 4 Sazza stages.
You have to pay homage to the dean of State Fair, Bobby Friss.
Of course.
Bobby Friss.
Bobby's been there forever. I think since Pork died from Pork and the Havana Ducks.
That's right.
He replaced him at Sazza stage, and he's been there ever since.
Oh, the memories I have of Wojo from the Admirals on stage singing with Pork and the Havana
We
Ducks.
ain't leaving till we're heaving. We're puking in the parking lot.
their show-stopping number.
I love these
Billy, you'd have been raising a glass during that one for sure.
Are you kidding me?
I still remember my first Wojo State Fair day, and that was a different indoctrination into the Wisconsin State Fair. It was strolling around the State Fair with Wojo on a perfect 78 degree.
You have
day.
not done State Fair until you've walked around with Wojo.
That's true. That's true. Or, and I've never done this, and I've always wanted to since I started walking with my wife, and I know Woj is a big walker now, too. Woj will do these bar walks where they'll leave their
Wojo's
house.
Walk for the Arts.
Yeah, Walk for the Arts. That's right. And he'll leave his house on Milwaukee's southwest side, and he'll walk all the way out to, like, Lynch's on Highway 100, and they'll have a cocktail, and then they'll walk to another bar before they walk home. So you're getting a great workout, and you're getting a nice buzz at the same time.
Woj's thing at State Fair was he had a gathering of media types and people and try to hit every place at the fair that sold beer. Every stand.
Every single one of them.
Yes. I don't know how you can do that.
Rounds. Well, yeah. Well, it started because, there was Cudahy. There was the Packard Avenue walk. On the Strasser, the Avenue of Broken Dreams. Packard tried to hit as many bars. Which back in the day was like, there were 10 bars. Every block had 10 bars.
One house, 3 bars.
That's it. If you're listening, you've never been to Cudahy, Wisconsin, it's house bar. House bar that used to be a house and house that used to be a bar.
And now house that they have a bar down in their basement. And their first level now is the bar that we're going to go to here on Thanksgiving.
That's Packard
after we
Avenue.
play our turkey.
And why do we lead every national ranking of binge drinking? I don't know. It's beyond me.
Makes no sense
so
whatsoever.
State Fair is like, and you have the melding, and you have times when it just choked with people. They do a great job. The attendance has been great recent years. That's kind of what Summerfest used to be like when it was the walkways were always full, and like
that's fair, yeah.
And then you get to that frustrating thing where the crowd changes over, and there's the night crowd, but there's the day crowd, and then there's people who still pushing the stroller among the drunks and weaving around.
You see that a lot at State Fair, especially Grandstand Avenue. So I would encourage you to stay off of Grandstand Avenue if you want to avoid the most massive crowds when people are either leaving or coming. And venture in other parts of the
kids
fair
are by the rides, and the rides is its own vibe,
which is nice. That's
totally
a different separate entity.
Yeah.
And I'm glad you mentioned having a beer at State Fair, Drew, because State Fair is unique, and I don't know if a lot of people know this, but the vendors make their own prices. So beer prices for the same exact aluminum pint of beer or cup of craft beer, whatever, can fluctuate by like $1.50 depending on where you are.
Yeah, oh yeah.
So we scout out all the places that sell the cheapest beer
at the fair,
obviously.
Yeah. My uncle, he would as Dolph, you said that you'd have the jar for Summerfest for all the beer money that you'd potentially do. My Uncle will be putting that stuff in the kitty starting on August 17th for next year, right? Like it'll get fed in all day because he lives in West Dallas. He's going every single day.
I don't blame him.
I still remember when I turned 21. Because I turned 21 in the middle of the State Fair run. So one of the afternoons after, we rolled over there before I started football camp. And that was a different 21st birthday. Because I did realize, all right, $1.50 is going to go a long way when you're realizing that's a free beer every 4 ones.
Oh, yeah.
So we took quite a walk and made sure that we were getting every deal that you possibly could on those beer prices.
Epic.
I did not realize that.
I'm impressed you remember that birthday,
Well, I also did. I did a large number of shots the night before, so I was. I was. Listen, the liver was well tested. That's for sure.
There's ways to save. I mean, everybody with a yard in West Dallas will offer you cheaper parking.
Love it. Yes.
So that's another way. You got to scout yards that you go through those neighborhoods off of 84th Street, Lapham, that area, and you try to find a cheap parking. Maybe the rare street parking spot that will open
Every
up for you.
once in a while. I've been a racetrack guy for a long time. Part of that is because they saved my bacon more than I could ever say.
Yeah.
When I potentially left my car running when I was working at State Fair.
Oh boy.
Oh.
You left it running. That's wild.
Dude, I
didn't know you could even do that these days. Well, I guess back in the day you could.
I left the keys in the ignition.
The hybrid you
running,
could because it's quiet.
Sitting right there on the racetrack, and there were 4 guys standing there waiting as I realized and looked around that Bucks trailer for an hour after we closed that thing. Where are my keys?
Jeez.
Boss Clark's like, are you sure you didn't leave him in the car?
Wow.
Like, there's no way I left him in the car. Well, as we walk right over there, and there's 4 guys standing there saying, we just had to see the dumb that left his keys in the car. That thing running for 11 hours. Did end up making it to the gas station.
I'll tell you what, though. I mean, that split second time of when you do get to drive the little part of the track while you're parking the car.
Oh, it's fun. Yeah.
That's exciting because you're like, all right,
some run.
this is it. This is my chance to, to put the Sebring on the track and see what it can do. For
America's legendary oval.
I'm going to really see what 65 looks like. Flip that thing, double it up, and that's what I'd be doing.
I've parked on the track. I've parked on lawns. I've availed myself of shuttle buses because the bars in Dallas are pretty packed anyway.
Yes.
And then I just now I just Uber to the fair. It's so much easier.
So much easier.
I still like to get my steps in, so I scout out those neighborhoods. And I've also parked inside the track. If I have to work a show, for example, they'll give us that big time coveted, free parking pass.
Ooh, so
it's like $17 to park.
I was gonna say, it's not a freebie. Now, are you gonna be over at Bailey Zimmerman, or what's the show?
I don't have any official duties at all this weekend. And Bailey Zimmerman's there Saturday, and then you've got a classic show, Winona with Melissa Etheridge on Sunday night. It'll be a good show.
Ooh.
Big show.
And the young lady that did the halftime show, Lindsay Sterling, the violinist.
Yep,
she's playing. We got to see what that was a little bit at Lambeau. That was a wild.
You know what? She plays Summerfest a lot, maybe every 3rd or 4th year, and it's just amazing what she can do. She's a fiddler, she's a violinist, but the production of her shows is incredible.
It was a Thanksgiving night, and they did not do it justice on NBC of the light show that she put on. That was an absolute banger. That's a good one to be able to see.
Yeah, that's a nice addition to State Fair.
So we have the convergence, we have family night Friday, we got the Brewers at home, we got State Fair. It's all happening right now.
Saz's Racing Pigs presented by your Milwaukee.
Never gets old.
What's better than that, baby?
You got to check them out at least once every fair. They do like 8 shows a day.
Yeah, I said, Dolph, that was where the birthplace of my sports wagering love affair started. when I'm standing there waiting,
Billy got the bug
right outside of the ticket booth, I'm like, I got 3.
That's some sweet action.
Like, dude, you're 12. What are we doing here?
I thought it would have started with the sausages.
Now, I was going to say, you're sitting with your dad and your uncles in the sausage race.
Even the old days of you're probably not old enough to remember the grainy Clement sausage races on the scoreboard at County Stadium?
Oh, a little bit,
that?
yeah, very, very.
That was the gateway.
They'd leave the factory on, what was it, on Chase Avenue, and then they'd run through the streets of Milwaukee by the domes, and they'd end up at the ballpark.
Well, and then you can get that into the student section races over at Camp Randall right before jump around.
Oh, yeah.
Who's buying the beers once we actually leave here right after jump around?
That's awesome.
That was fun times. Dolph, did you watch the Brewers last evening? Because we spent all day yesterday talking about Christian Yelich, and then he gets a couple hits because Murph told people to clap for him, and look what happened.
That's it. He got a couple of knocks. It's a slump breaker. It's done, right?
Yeah. Well,
yeah,
we hope.
And obviously, that's the way this team is going to have to win deep in October. You're going to have to do it with this talented young pitching staff and then timely hitting. And only the way the Brewers could do it, like a broken bat single and and Bill with the home run. That's what this team does, and hopefully they can do that once fall rolls around.
Now, Dustin May making his debut this afternoon. You're going to go over there? You're going to go watch?
Not going to make it over there, but I'll be watching some. Yeah, I got to go. We've got a new dog, so dogs, puppies have to pee a lot. So yeah, I got to get home after the show.
In some ways, puppies are harder to manage than newborn kids.
True,
100%.
You take kids with you everywhere, and puppies not so much.
I'm intrigued by Redbeard though. Just you could tell the talent he had was when he was with the Dodgers, and you know what? This year he's been pretty damn good in St. Louis too.
He's been really good, and he's got good stuff, and it's just like, okay, let's let Chris Hook and Jim Henderson cook.
And he even commented about that right at his press conference when he talked about, I'm anxious to get with this pitching lab or whatever and see what they can do.
Yeah, because of what they do.
And I think the confidence, it's hard not to have confidence when you're pitching with these guys in form. Be like, boy, these guys are geniuses, so I know I'm going to pitch better. And then you just believe you're just going to start throwing better because of these guys, and you do. It's a contagious thing, I'm sure.
Kyle Harrison gushed about him, by the way, when they were together with the Red Sox.
They were only together for a little bit, but he did gush about him, and that's funny. And the bar is pretty low because if Dustin May just has a flat standard semi-quality start, he's going to be better than Peralta. Well, Scuba was pretty good, but he lost.
Yeah.
And Casey Mize had his worst start ever in his first game as a Padre.
Here's my question, though, Drew. What do you do with him once the fall rolls around? If it's playoffs and things are tight and you have a 3-pitcher rotation, right now he's not in it with the 3 guys at the top of that list.
I think he is. I think he bumps out
Logan Henderson.
Logan Henderson, and
the way he's been pitching.
I let Logan Henderson go to the pen.
I was gonna say, I think Logan Henderson, you can get 6 outs, 1 or 2 different games in that 5-game series.
He becomes Chad Patrick 2.0.
Oh, right. And that changeup would be a
the
nice
same way
throw.
like DL Hall, like when he may end up getting a start or 2 just to eat up innings, but then he becomes Ashby, and they bolster that, and then. That's the thing, and that's what's scary about the Dodgers, because when they get all their guys back, they're going to have 8 starters that most teams would take.
It's ridiculous.
And then if they slide those guys to the pen, like, oh, my God.
They might have a guy who would be a number 1 in a lot of rotations off the playoff roster.
Yeah.
We know that.
Oh, for sure.
It's crazy.
Glass now might not make the playoff roster. He'd be somebody a lot of teams ace.
It's crazy, but that's exactly what it is. And for the Brewers, at this time, we know by now, it's just going to be mix and match all the way. The traditional starter model is not really going to be there as much. So.
They got guys, man. Andy Pajes, is that how do you say it?
Yeah.
Yes, Pajes in
Good
center.
Lord. I mean, they got guys that we don't even really talk about a lot.
KO, think about,
we talk about their big dudes, but then they got, guys like that.
And Pajes ends up being one of their best hitters, potentially the ugliest guy in Major League Baseball. And then also just an absolute he had a higher OPS than Shohei for a large portion of the year.
Yeah, he's having a great year. They always have a guy that's having a great year amongst their other good years.
And how are they on a what is it now? 6-game losing streak?
6-game losing streak since the Tarek Skubal trade. The Tigers are 3-0 and the Dodgers are 0-4.
Hello.
Hey now. Chalk that under things you love to see. You also love to see Antonio Sensatella, Drew. How about it?
Yeah.
Looks like we might have been right on that one as he comes out of here.
That's the guy I thought would have the most impact because he'll pitch the most games.
And JoJo Romero talked yesterday as well. Sounds like he's going to be ready towards the end of the month. The arm's going to be fresh.
Yeah. I thought it was like middle of the month, right?
Yeah, our initial timeline was later, but he said hopefully sooner rather than later.
I immediately went to, because I knew Dustin May, but when that trade was made, I immediately went to YouTube and put on his reel. Oh my God, does he have some good stuff?
Always
nasty.
Always has that nasty stuff. Staying healthy's been his big thing. Always has had some great stuff and
got
great
a
hair.
sweet stash.
Yeah, great beard.
It is good stuff. And I love his spunk. He's got some fire in that
Big
tank.
time.
That's what I'm talking about. Let's go.
Little
Let's
energy,
go.
good. All right, I think I found it really quick, guys. First ever sausage race, I think.
Race. Wearing number 1 is the Clements Bratwurst. Wearing number 2 is Clements Polish Sausage. And wearing number 3 is the Clements Italian Sausage. Who will get to County Stadium and cross home plate first?
Yep.
So there you go.
And
The
then
pre-hot dog days.
And then they made they maxed out the credit card in the marketing department and made the costumes and had it live.
That was it.
The first time they did, they came out of that little chute in left field and came in and finished like at home plate and stuff. So
Homebridge, domes, downtown, then into the county stadium, and then imagery, and then once the video flipped, there go the 3 sausages right there, the 3 costumes.
I just thought the hot dog had been there forever, but I forgot it was just 3.
He was added, and then the chorizo.
And the chorizo. I still think that one of my favorite moments was after they debuted the chorizo, I believe on Cerveceros Day, and then said they were sending him down to the minors for further seasoning.
For further seasoning. Season that up.
Favorite trademarks I've ever heard.
Remember the controversy when they flipped from Clements to Johnsonville, and people are like, Johnsonville doesn't even have some of these sausages. What are you doing, Brewers?
People got really upset.
They lost their minds.
Pretty amazing.
Still Miller Park to me, damn it.
And all those years that they had, whoever it was, Clements or Johnsonville, and the Euchre's up there shilling for Usingers because he had his deal on the side.
To put the Usingers, Mr. Baseball brats in a cigarette lighter.
I mean, we've been the sausages wars have been battling in this city for years.
Speaking of Uke,
without doubt,
today I believe is my day. Today I believe is my day at the Ridge
see the
Cinema.
doc.
Finally seeing the Uke doc here today.
Yes.
Oh, Austin.
It's moving around the state.
Very
It's been picked up. It's doing very well. Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah. You're going to love it. You're going to love it. I want a full report tomorrow.
Cannot wait.
Dolph, thank you for dropping in. Appreciate it as always.
Armen, thanks for the day old donut.
Yeah. Hunter joins us at 7:25 talking Brewers Pirates, getting you ready for the matinee, and then he's got Milwaukee's baseball tonight this evening. You're in the Huddle, Fox Sports Radio, Wisconsin.
Congratulations to the Clements Bratwurst on victory in today's very special sausage race. Special thanks to McDill Design for their assistance with today's incredible edible sausage race. President Michael Dillon was featured as the Bratwurst, Dan Nacy was the Italian sausage, and Jeff Paul was the Polish sausage.
Bob Butts giving credit to the people in the sausage costumes.
How about that? Giving credit to the design team. Awesome. And they got to run it for the first time. Yeah. Man, couldn't you just listen to Bob Bett's voice all day?
Drive home
couldn't you just
safely.
Go to sleep? Listen, I don't know, man. That's a memory.
Well, don't you?
Well,
I thought you just turned that on like a YouTube and just let that thing roll during the bedtime night.
There's a lot of content out there. Let's see. I mean, there might be some more. I mean, if you
oh my goodness!
Just throw that thing in a loop.
Batting third and playing first base, number 15, Cecil Cooper.
Just listen all day. It's like
he loves it.
Man,
loves
rest
it.
in peace, Bob Betts.
All right, so 877-794-1973. Time for a little who's hot, who's not. Donovan Jorgensen, heating and cooling. I will admit, it was cool when I was walking the dog last evening, but I still turned on the air conditioner to help sleep.
Yeah, a little sticky. I kept it on
Sticky.
too. Yeah,
Yep.
same deal here.
Pause.
So, DonovanJorgensen.com, employee owned for 40 years. Billy, who do you got for who's hot and who's not? It's quite pretty easy if you look at the baseball side of things.
Yeah, and who is hot is this guy named Mitch Bratt. All due respect to him and his family from Newmarket, Ontario. 23-year-old tossed a gem last night against the Padres. We mentioned Casey Mize on the not side. Well, Bratt was definitely hot. 7 innings, 1 hit. 3 walks, 9 Ks as they shut down the Padres yesterday. And also, let's give some credit and who's hot? It's a pinch hitter, Miles Mikolas. Yeah, you heard that right.
Yeah.
The starting pitcher, Miles Mikolas, gets in for a pinch hit appearance last night in the 11th inning of the Nationals' 10-4 W over the Philadelphia Phillies.
Okay.
Mikolas had a sac bunt with an RBI to score C.J. Abrams in the 11th after Trey Turner tied it up in the 10th to force the second extra inning. Abrams led it off with a triple. They brought in the starter to pinch hit, bunts it beautifully down the first base line, reaches base safely on the sac bunt, and then Abrams scores. He comes back around, or he came around to score on another double later on, and the Nationals hung a 6 spot in that 11th inning, ended up winning at 10-4 over the Phillies. Phillies kind of not hot, Drew. They've laid in with some of their trade deadline acquisitions. Phillies sitting at 5-5, but the Braves definitely hot. They've won 8 of their last 10 and have quickly pushed that lead out in the NL East way back to 8.5 games. Oof. The largest spread of any National League division leader. Yes, the LA Dodgers, losers of 6 straight games, getting swept by the Cubs this weekend. Their lead now down to 8 against the Arizona Diamondbacks, 10 to the Padres. Brewers 5.5 games up on the Cubs after their win yesterday.
Love it. Who's hot, who's not? Donovan Jorgensen, heating and cooling.
See, we don't get that anymore because we have the DH now. We don't get those exciting pitching batting moments, right, Billy?
That's true.
Yeah, you miss a knuckleballer laying down a bunt. See, those are the things that you're definitely missing. Yeah. I know I definitely am missing that, Armen. I'm 1,000% missing Doug Davis laying down bunts. Also, A's have lost 7 straight. Nobody cares because nobody's watched them in months.
No one cares. No one cares. Hunter Baumgardt joins us at 7:25. You're in the Huddle, Fox Sports Radio, Wisconsin.
I'm Doug Russell. We start at American Family Field where the Brewers bats did just enough to beat the Bucks.
Broken bat roller, but it's into right field. Base hit Andrew Vaughn. Contreras scores. Yelich right behind him. The throw's not in time. 3-0 Brewers.
ESPN on the call. The final score, Brewers 4, Pirates 2. The series finale is this afternoon starting at 1:10. Dustin May makes his Milwaukee debut against Braxton Ashcraft. The Brewers didn't gain any ground in the division, though. Chicago completing their sweep over L.A. 7-6, the final score. Pete Crow Armstrong with a couple of home runs. The Badgers open up football camp today. New starting quarterback Colton Joseph can't wait.
I'm pumped up. I'm ready to go. Fall camp number 4, so I'm super excited to get out here and put together everything that we've been building in the spring and the winter to kind of come out here full force, ready to go, and super excited, get out there with all the guys and just have a really good camp.
The final hour of the Huddle starts now. I'm Doug Russell on Fox Sports Radio, Wisconsin.
Good morning, Wisconsin, and welcome to the Huddle.
I'm all for someone huddling if you have something to say.
It's time to wake up and talk about the teams you love.
Everybody wake up! Everybody wake up!
With the guys you love.
It's just about getting the group together. I need you, you need me today. Let's keep touching each other. Let's make sure we feel each other. Let's make sure we smell each other's breath.
Watch us on YouTube, Facebook, and X.
You need 15 or 20 huddles to correlate with the number of cameras. Take the cameras off the field and there'll be no huddles.
Now gather around because it's time to huddle up.
West left slot, 323 wide stick on one. Ready, be alert for blitz. If it looks like man coverage, I'll check. I'll go 200 jet. You got to cut and crack. Now it's cut and crack. Red, right, 18 Bob on one. Ready, cut him and crack.
If you look at this play, what we're trying to get is a seal here and a seal here and try to run this play in the alley.
We know exactly what we got to do. All right? That's all we're going to do. Let's go out and kick the tail. Keep doing what you're doing. You got to sit our guys after and make the play.
V right, all the way outside. Y left, fake, 396 bag. V hinge, Z puck. Is that long enough for you?
I want you to be proud of your profession. It's a great profession. Go out there and play this ball game like I know you can play it.
With Drew Olson,
Mythical, legendary figure.
Bill Schmid,
Oh, my God. This man's been out all night.
and Armen Sarian.
This is it. Don't get scared now.
Sanchez, we ready?
Fox Sports Radio Wisconsin is on the air.
It's the Huddle, Fox Sports Radio Wisconsin on this lovely Thursday in the good land. Drew, Billy, and Armen bringing it to you from headquarters, broadcasting live, 920 Milwaukee, 1070 Madison, everywhere in the iHeart app, streaming live, Facebook, X, and YouTube. And we welcome the 7 o'clock clubbers, people who are just awaking now. Think of how many people are listening, whether it's on the radio, whether it's on their smart speaker, Alexa, Sonos, whatever you may have, or even on their phone, streaming us on YouTube. We appreciate everybody who's out there hanging out with us on this Thursday. It's a momentous Thursday. We're getting ready for family night tomorrow at Lambeau Field. We got the Brewers and the Pirates this afternoon. Wisconsin State Fair opens. Badgers are practicing as they get ready for their opener. High school football is around, and there is tonight
Let's ride.
professional tackle football on your television.
Oh, my goodness. It's what everybody thinks of when you think of National Football League. Kenny Pickett against Carson Beck in the Hall of Fame game, baby. That
Hall
is
of Fame
it.
game.
Let's ride. We are officially back with tackle football in Canton, Ohio, maybe playing on a high school field. Maybe playing there before the actual main event is coming up on Saturday with the enshrinement of some absolute legends of the game. But, Drew, we're playing ball. And 1 week from today, for the final time, Aaron Rodgers is going to face off against the Green Bay Packers.
You're right.
Rodgers has basically put it out. He is going to play. Mike McCarthy has said that he's very interested in seeing him play in a couple of preseason games. Sounds like he's going to play in the first 2 preseason games. And that's a great way to cap off in the last ride, in the last rodeo, in the full send-off of his career. He's going to have one final chance to play against the Green Bay Packers with his former coach of the Green Bay Packers. What an awesome one. Even though I like that there's no stakes into the game.
Exactly.
We'll be talking about it after the game and, breaking down all the 3rd and 4th stringers and 5th string guys that had their moments of glory there on that preseason opener, Drew. But we're right there. We're right on the cusp.
Talking about it on Packers OT, but that's the great part about it is there are no stakes. We can just enjoy the reunion. It's sort of like he had to be in this one, right? He had to play, right? He has to at least give a series, like just to be out there, then take the pictures and McCarthy and just to have that moment of clarity and full circle bonding. It's bonding summer for him, so
it's bonding week. There were a lot of bonding weeks. I would be interested in, and I know the Packers, I shouldn't say no. I speculate, Drew, that the Packers are going to want their guys to play at least a tick into preseason, right? Like I think Love's going to want to get at least a little bit of run into the preseason.
Maybe at home.
But generally with the joint practice, you're not playing the next couple of days. And the elevation in Denver, that might make some sense. They're in on the Friday in the second game. The tough thing about the Pittsburgh one, you think you want to play and maybe get in the first one, get yourself rolling, and then bubble wrap you to the end. But it's a month before the first game. I don't know how much that even helps you.
Yeah, what's the point? So tonight, 7 o'clock, if you're so inclined, with the Brewers playing a matinee, if you're not going to State Fair, the Tom Benson Hall of Fame Stadium, NBC is where you can go, and it's Carolina and Arizona. You get to see Mikey LaFleur's first coaching foray as a head coach, calling the shots. Now, I used to do a segment, regular segments with this gambling expert. I don't want to give him the prop, but let's just say his name was Jack. He was Jumbo Jack.
Okay, yes, I love that one. I knew
Jumbo
exactly
Jack.
what you're talking about. On my 900 recorded line.
Jumbo Jack, talented dude.
I'm gonna kill your bookmaker.
Hosted a radio show. Is good guy to chat with. Funny dude. Love talking to him about food. He lived in Oklahoma. Love talking about food. And of course wagering and
absolutely.
Jack the Greek. All those guys used to be called the Greek.
Jumbo Jack would say. He's one of the rare guys because if you're interested tonight, Carolina minus 1.5.
Yeah.
But Jumbo Jack would say, if you find yourself wagering and investing on preseason football, you probably have a problem.
There's numbers
and this
for
is a guy
it.
who the lifeblood of his industry is giving people touting and like to go ahead and tell people what games to pick, and you can buy his picks, and you can he will give you his cell number and you can text him with
get
questions
right
and stuff.
onto it.
But
sure
he would say, if you're betting on preseason NFL football, you've got a problem. So Billy, I mean, but if you got the itch and like the Brewers and Pirates, if you got like Dustin May props going and you want to if you're chasing the dragon
tonight, want to tie something in together, give yourself a full day of entertainment.
Some of those big guys cracking those guys say that's where the real value is.
There are some some people that say that the sharp plays would roll there.
Do we have Dustin May strikeouts in his debut or explosive plays by Mike LaFleur's offense against the Panthers?
Carson Beck over 97.5 passing yards in the Hall of Fame game. That tied with Dustin May to get 6 Ks. Potawatomi Sportsbook actually is not even taking wagers on the Hall of Fame game tonight. At least you cannot find it online. They do. Oh, here we go. NFL preseason. It is up there. Yeah, it is. It is up there. You got to go into football to then go. NFL, the main tab on the first one just goes into week 1. My wife said it yesterday, and I was like, I think that's going to be a no for me. Now, I have for a long time, Drew, loved preseason unders.
Yeah.
Because everybody wants the game to end, especially this early in camp. Everybody wants to get onto the plane and get home to get on with the rest of their lives. 35.5, that number, if you are wondering on that one. But I will be sitting this one out mostly because all of that money is tied into futures for the Milwaukee Brewers to win the division. And
I was going to say, there you go.
Yeah, that money is right now in escrow.
I have no desire to be sweating out the result of an NFL preseason game. But if I were to sweat, I'd be wearing Iron Jock apparel, ironjoc.com. Our buddy Paul Hansen has a bundles deal. $57.50 gets you a state-of-the-art T-shirt, a pair of underwear, and a pair of crew socks. So that's a great bundle. It's like the starter kit for Iron Jock, because once you try the gear, you're going to love it, and you're going to buy more. So get the bundle. It's available now through August 16th at ironjoc.com.
It's great if you're sweating in the summer. It's great if you have carved out a little window to cut your grass finally, because it's been raining a little bit. So this is the week. I hear a lot of those things rumbling along. So it's great to have.
I wonder how many people we talked about yesterday preemptively canceled their plans yesterday for golf or for yard work or for blackstoning, and then it didn't rain.
It was threatening. It looked like it was threatening the whole day.
Yeah.
I could have probably done something productive, like
Now,
I did think about that a couple of times.
I think it did rain around Lake Geneva and maybe around Kenosha, but we didn't get any.
It wasn't a washout
substance.
though. Yeah.
No, it sounded like it was going to be a full day, all day rain, and then it was going to be another soaker. And instead, not necessarily sunny, but it did pop out a couple of times. And the other one is, Drew, like that's the day where then you somewhat plan the preemptive movie day. Back in the day, it'd be a mall day. Find a way to be maybe Kidcadia.
It's
right?
a great spot.
Just go nuts inside. Instead, you're like, wow, we just wasted one of the final 17 days before summer here.
About that.
My daughter will be happy to know that her sidewalk chalk is not washed off from yesterday.
That's key.
Yeah.
That's
a big
key.
one.
That is a good
All
one.
right. Time for our Current Electric Superhero of the Day. Shout out to Current Electric. As we saw Frank and Danica, I think, at the Packers event.
It was so much fun to be able to see them and to be able to hang out with our friends from Current Electric, knowing that you are hanging out with real Wisconsin people that are doing great work for Wisconsinites around here and trying to help out and save you a lot of money and also save your bacon every once in a while. Because when Mariah and Frank came through from Current Electric and the superheroes in that big blue van roll in, Drew.
Oh, yeah.
You know you're safe. You know you're safe and sound. Because sometimes you might be thinking, I need to look at this generator situation. I do not want to be one of these people that's left in the dark or left with my food and medicine spoiling in my fridge when I'm down without power for 3 days, like I found myself in the middle of June. It's not good. The whole system shuts down. It's hotter than all heck in the house. Luckily, most of my family was out of town. I was on a Viking week when the power went down for 3 days earlier in the week or earlier in this summer, because otherwise I would have needed that standby generator. The whole home standby generator from Current Electric. It kicks in within seconds of the power going out. And right now, in the month of August, with a purchase, you get a free 1 year of monitoring on your new system. A Current Electric whole home standby generator. Ready, and go get an estimate and talk to the Current Electric superheroes. They'll tell you exactly which one is right for your home. Call current.com.
Well played.
How about this for a superhero?
All right, I got two candidates. What do you got?
Ooh, I got one. Jonathan Taylor very recently became a superhero to the rest of his family. Just 6 minutes ago, Drew locked up a 2-year, $44 million extension with the Indianapolis Colts, 39 of which is guaranteed for the former Badger running back. This is a third contract for Jonathan Taylor. I remember when he was trying to get that second contract just a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
We're having a lot of trade conversations around Jonathan Taylor and potentially the Green Bay Packers. Instead, he stays in Indy and becomes once again a very, very rich young man.
We think alike because I was going to make a superhero of Melky Kawa, who's his agent from First Round Management.
Beautiful work.
He gets his percentage, and he got the deal done, pushed across, and it's nice that he got a shout out. And Jonathan Taylor has been phenomenal. It's like he thrilled Badgers fans and he thrills fantasy owners on a regular basis.
And he's smart, I think, to get these deals done. You don't know what's going to happen. You don't know what the life of a running back is. It's a nice chunk of change. It's not a long-term extension, but it's long for a running. It's a smart deal. It's a smart for him to get that thing cracked off, and smart. It's good for the Colts as well.
Our other superhero may be Mets new pitcher Jeffrey Yan.
Ooh, I like that one.
I saw his highlights yesterday.
Who he
That's the hopscotch guy?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
He's
got the strikeout celly that every little leaguer will be copying.
Hey, if you make it that, you're doing it. I love it.
I mean, he leaps in the ground. He makes Abney Uribe look reserved.
I was gonna say, no kidding. I thought
he doesn't do it on an inning ender. He does it just normal strikeouts.
He's destined for the Savannah Bananas one day.
Savannah Bananas are taking notes on him.
Yes,
but
100%.
It's the Mets. They suck. Why not entertain people? The entertainment business, right?
Listen, I mean, they can't bring Grimace back, I don't think.
No.
I don't think Grimace is coming back this year. He's like, you guys are awful. I'm not wasting my good bullets here.
What would Jim Leland and Jack McKeon and these old guys, what would they do with a guy like that?
He wouldn't. He wouldn't. I mean,
they'd be throwing at everybody in the dugout.
His key card wouldn't work anymore, and he wouldn't be able to get in the clubhouse. They'd leave him they wouldn't even let him on the bus.
Yeah, let alone Gar and those guys back in the day. I was wondering what Jonathan Lucroy would have done.
I meant that. Well, another one, Luke. I mean, come on. Or like, what would Brian McCann have done when he crossed?
Oh, that's true. When he crosses home plate.
Oh yeah.
Oh, Brian McCann wouldn't have let him walk into the dugout.
You gotta love that, man. But see, pitchers don't hit anymore, Billy. I said it again. They don't get thrown at. Okay.
Shout out to another media brethren, friend of ours that shouted this out yesterday because Drew, you've talked about it a number of different times. Did an R. Simon on the back of a Pirates jersey throw any memories into your mind last night when Ronnie Simon took the plate?
Yeah, it was Randall Simon. Randall Simon, who was cited by the Milwaukee County DA for that.
They booked him.
Yeah, they did. He was booked. And then
that's crazy.
I just remember Ned Yost post game was like, "Hey Ned, what'd you think of that thing?" He's like, "I don't know. I just looked up and I saw all our wieners in a wad over there." One of the great post game quotes of all time. All our wieners were in a wad. Okay.
Dude, when I saw Ronnie Simon walk out,
sausage race.
if this wasn't, I'm like, ESPN should be taking the opportunity to play this highlight, because if Brewers TV probably can't, but the former Jacksonville Jumbo Shrimp got himself onto the field yesterday, and I was cracking up when I saw Simon Pittsburgh jersey back in Milwaukee. Make sure it's away from the 6th inning.
From Randall Simon from Curacao, I think. If I'm not mistaken, he and Andrew Jones, Curacao.
What I remember was they were wearing that throwback too, which is so yellow and so bright with the pillbox hat and everything.
Mhm.
I think they were. I was there working that night. I'll never forget it. Yeah. Laura Block was.
I was gonna say that would probably be a hard one to forget.
Yeah,
that would be one that would probably be a tough one to forget.
I saw the girl the next day. She had bandages.
It was, Mandy Block.
Mandy Block.
Mandy Block.
Mandy Block. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
nice
Mandy
girl,
Block.
if I remember.
She showed up to work the next day.
I saw her walking around.
Hold on, let's give her a game ball.
It was the pick and save super
Skinned
team.
knee. It wasn't that big a deal.
No, it was fine. It was a skin.
Come on. Oh, well, yeah, I'm not saying that she would have been injured. I'm talking about some kind of lawsuit. I would have been.
Well,
you know.
You would have been seeing me with every bandage in the book there. For
she kind of.
When you were 19 working at this park, those girls in the pick and save.
Somebody
super
might
team
have done
were
a 10-year later retrospective on it, so she didn't disappear like Bartman, but she didn't exactly lean into it and try to
let everybody know that
make
she was
a
the girl.
lifetime out of it.
Well, the internet didn't exist.
I was going to say there was no social
what do you
then.
think Steve Bartman's doing nowadays?
He's living in
Living
Chicago,
a
just
quiet
living his life.
Yep.
He never moved out, never took a book deal, never
They
did
offered
anything.
a chance. He could have thrown out the first pitch at the World Series. He's had chances to be brought
That's
back
right.
in a good game.
They did offer him to throw out the first
He
pitch
had
of the World Series in 16.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
They gifted him a World Series ring here. It says here from 2017. Wow, that's crazy. Oh, that's a great name that I didn't anticipate us bringing up here
They
today.
try to help heal the past.
Man. Well,
The curse of Bartman. Well, that's been exercised.
That one's been exercised.
Along with the Billy Goat curse.
The other
Works in finance.
the other thing that seemingly is getting pushed off to the side, and which I know that Armen Sarian is probably despising over on that side of the glass, Drew, is the fact that running backs are getting paid in the NFL again. I mean, Jonathan Taylor deal is legit, and in the reporting of it, that again very nicely has that second paragraph about first round management. The Colts now have finalized the deal, giving Taylor the largest third contract any running back has ever received. And the money in the NFL continues to skyrocket, right? So it's not surprising in that realm. But a couple of years ago, the hot trendy thing was to say, yeah, you can just draft anybody in the third or fifth or sixth round. And then when the Packers signed Josh Jacobs for the same money that like Darnell Mooney went for, people are like, maybe we overcorrected on this deal. Maybe if we're going to give the guy the ball like Jonathan Taylor in the last 2 years over 600 times, maybe we pay for a really good one and we'll go a little marginal on the third, fourth, and fifth receiver, and we'll be able to make do. It's just the league is very, very cyclical. It always rolls around, and things that were out are now new again. But the running back room, a couple of years ago, they had to have that super special summit where they were all on a Zoom call trying to figure out why their market was so depressed and how they could build it back up. I think they're building it back up when you start seeing Jonathan Taylor lock in this deal. What Bijan Robinson just got a couple of days ago, what Jahmyr Gibbs is going to get in the next couple of days. Yeah, running backs are no longer crying too poor, I think. The market is changing quickly again.
You're right, at least for the special ones. I'll agree with that. There's no question.
Well, because that's the thing. The separators are different.
Separators are different, yes.
Quickly evolving, no question.
And it's all cyclical, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's the umbrella defenses now, and like you said, so.
32 total touchdowns for Taylor over the last 2 seasons.
How about that?
You talk about the fantasy owners loving it.
Big time. This portion of the program brought to you in part by our friends at Game Day Men's Health. Check them out. I visit them once a week. You should visit them. Make a consult. Make an appointment at a clinic near you. They're all over the state. Check them out at GameDayMen'sHealth.com. Go in, meet with them. Low pressure. It's a great environment. Feels like walking into a sports clips, kind of.
That's the right way of saying it.
There's sports on the TV. There's a fridge full of drinks. There's snacks. There's nice people. Check them out at GameDayMen'sHealth.com and see if you can avail yourself of the many treatments they offer to improve men's lives. GameDayMen'sHealth.com. All right. You still have time to reach out to us, 877-794-1973. When we come back, Hunter Baumgart's going to join the party, and we'll talk to him about Christian Yelich's resurgence and Dustin May's debut coming up today. Hunter, of course, will be helming. He'll be at the ballpark for us and then be on the air with Milwaukee's baseball tonight this evening. HB4 joins us next. You're in the Huddle, Fox Sports Radio, Wisconsin. Drew, Billy, and Armen huddled up on a Thursday, getting ready for the Brewers and the Pirates series finale. Brewers with a chance to win the series, which would be sweet.
Would be the best way to go again.
Good way to go. And then
watch Dylan C shove on the north side and hand them an L.
Send people into State Fair happy for the evening. We're happy to be joined by our pal and our Brewers go-to guy, Hunter Baumgardt, brought to us by Import Minded. Good morning, Hunter.
Good morning. Yeah, the Brewers, the Pirates had the Brewers number for most of the season. 1-6 in the first 7 games were the Brewers against the Pirates. But then Tuesday, Pat Murphy came in to his pregame press conference, and he was wearing all black. And he said, if you can't beat them, join them. And then he wore all black yesterday, and they've won both games by the same score, 4-2. Maybe he's going to wear all black today.
I would think so.
I'm looking in your dress for the occasion too, Hunter. Now we're
Keep it
talking.
going.
Let's go.
That's what it is, all black now. All right, I like that.
Showing up to the Buccos funeral. They're a good bunch, and Hunter, I guess you wouldn't realize it unless you watched more of their games, and I won't. But they lose O'Hearn to a really, really bad quad injury. He had been a huge add in the offseason. They paid some money in the offseason for the first time maybe ever for their offense, but they got good pitching. I mean, Skeens yesterday is the one that everybody knows, but the guy that's going today was also in the All-Star game, and Jones on Tuesday night, I'm pretty sure had a perfect game going into the 7th earlier on this year that they pulled him from. They got some really, really good young players over there.
No doubt. And their offense has been one of the best in the league throughout the season. Obviously, it's opportune for the Brewers to be facing them when they don't have O'News and they don't have Ryan O'Hearn. But this Valdez kid who came up and just took the world by storm, including, took the Brewers by storm in that series at PNC Park before the All-Star break. He's been great. So, yeah, this has been a formidable club. And, of course, they added to their bullpen significantly at the trade deadline. We haven't seen Weaver yet. Maybe we do today. We'll see what the I'm sure he's being saved for a situation where they're leading. But yeah, they're a formidable bunch. But again, you look at their record, they're still under 500. And for them to be, they paid in the offseason, and then to be as much as buyers as they were, not that they made a blockbuster, but they still went out, and Luke Weaver was probably the best reliever on the market, and they went out and got him. So it'd be good, it'd be nice for the Brewers to say, okay, yep, we saw what you did, and now we're going to beat you 3 out of 4 after the trade deadline. And we'll see what Dustin May does today, because boy, the bar is very low so far as what a trade deadline acquisition can do in his first start with a new team. Casey Mize, 3 2/3, 8 runs are allowed. Freddie Peralta, 3 2/3, 7 runs allowed. And Skubal and Henderson pitched on the same night the other night and basically at the same line. So I think Henderson might have had a little better of a line. So we'll see what Dustin May does today. He's the latest trade deadline acquisition to take the mound, and hopefully he is doing what he did against the Brewers back on May 27th.
Hunter Baumgardt joining us. Hunter, is Christian Yelich now hot? He obviously needs put in a little bit more work, but is he now hot? Is that narrative shut down since Murph told people to cheer for him and he came through last night?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, he'll have to do it consistently, I think, for people to believe that it's in the right direction. But last night it looked a lot more like the Christian Yelich we know and love, right? He not only is with that huge double, but also the stolen base, advancing on the wild pitch. Like, that's just the stuff that Christian Yelich does. He's such a threat on the base paths, even at his age, and he's just so good at simply running the bases. And it sounds so simple, but he's one of the best at it. And that was really cool last night. I mean, the ovation, got somewhat of an ovation on that first at bat, but that second at bat, he comes up with 2 on. The crowd goes pretty wild just as he comes to the plate. A significantly more energized ovation as he comes to the plate. And then obviously after the double, they give him the standing O. And Pat Murphy said he noticed it. Other guys noticed it, and Yeli himself noticed it. So that was I think kind of the point of what Pat Murphy said the other night of wanting to get behind him. And sometimes players can feel that and feed off that energy. And he did with that double, had a single later in the game as well. That was his first multi-hit game since July 22nd. So it's been a while. So it's almost a couple of weeks since he had done that. So it's just been a rough couple of months. No doubt. He admits it. Murph admits it. Everybody admits it. But there's still a couple of months, and really maybe the most important part of the season coming up, really, and into October. And if he can get hot for this stretch and into October, June and July are going to be a thing of the way past.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. It's just amazing that Pat Murphy always seems to push the right button, whether it's with the players or whether it's with us, the fans, in this moment. And he knew that that's what Yeli needed in that moment. And, we'll never know if he would have got the double without those type of ovations, but it's sure hard to not believe that one doesn't have something to do with the other when he gets that lift. And Pat just has a knack for knowing when to be hard on a guy, when to be, soft on a guy, when to push the button here and there. It's pretty amazing.
It is. He's very good at it. I mean, he is, he talked yesterday. He was asked about Grant Anderson being optioned and if that was a tough conversation, because obviously Anderson has been a key to that bullpen. It's not like he's been in a high leverage role, but he's had some big outs this year. And he said, they're all critical conversations. I don't know. He's like, I don't know if they're tough conversations, but they're critical conversations. You think about those types of conversations that he's had with these players, whether, this year, right? Joey Ortiz, he's talked about how he talked to Joey Ortiz a couple times, once when Pratt was extended and then another time when Pratt was called up, and I'm sure times in between as well. He's had conversations with Bryce. He's obviously had the conversation with Yelich this week about dropping him down in the order, and Yelich said last night, hey, I just want the team to win, and whatever Murph thinks for the club to win, that's what I'm going to do. So I think Murphy's really good at having those types of conversations. I think that's a key to their success right now. And like you said, he's seen a lot of baseball. He's been around a lot of baseball. And I got to think that is all kind of being combined in his mind when he's going through these different parts of a Major League Baseball season. And he's good at pushing the right buttons, and he's good at winning ball games as well.
And what's been good for the Brewers, we've talked about their pitching lab quite often, and it's one that gets a lot of buzz around nationally. The account Just Baseball Media put out NL starters with the highest K rate this year with a minimum of 50 innings pitched. Number 1, Jacob Mizorowski. Number 2, Logan Henderson. Zach Wheeler, won a Cy Young, is right there in the middle at number 3, and then followed up by Kyle Harrison. Feels like the Brewers social media account, the admin, might be feeling themselves a little bit, Hunter. I saw the untouchable tweet with Logan Henderson's graphic the other day. What's the vibe that you've gotten over the last couple of days? Because it did feel like there had to be a putting to bed the deadline and moving on with it. Does that all start with May Day officially here today, or do you think that really, happened once, as Murph did, put the black on and kind of put all of that to bed on Monday night?
Yeah, I think, Murph did talk to the team Monday night after the deadline and talked about, how they need to welcome the new guys in. I think, and they did lose that game on Monday night. It looked lackluster, although they did make that comeback and it fell just short. Then the last 2 nights have looked more like Brewers baseball. I mean, that game on Monday night wasn't as much, just some, whether it's a base running mistake or other things. They've had just in the last month or so, they've had some of those games where it's just been uncharacteristic things that they usually do really well, better than other teams. They weren't doing well at times. But the last 2 nights have obviously looked better. You've had the production from Contreras and some of these other guys. But I think and Murph said this yesterday. He's like it bringing in guys, especially when you have such a young staff, pitching staff, and you bring in guys who have experience like Romero, like May, like Sensatella. And these guys come in, and he's like, that can give a boost to the clubhouse. And you guys heard Kyle Harrison talk about it yesterday, of how it's nice to have someone like that, especially with, Woodruff's going to have surgery here, and he's not around the team at the moment. So you literally don't have that veteran starter until Dustin May got in there just to bounce things off of. I mean, that's what Kyle Harrison told me the other day, of just like, it's nice just to have a guy to bounce things. Obviously, these guys are watching each other's bullpens and talking to each other about different things, but it's different for a guy who's been there, done that with as much success and longevity as Dustin May has. So I think getting those guys at the, if they wouldn't have made those moves and got those guys in, I think maybe it would be a different story. But I think the team enjoys having those guys, and I think it just took a little time. I mean, it just took a little time to get over the Skubal thing. I mean, it just, to be honest, I think it just did. I think this team was as much, Yelich talked about it over the weekend. Like, we're not usually in on these guys, and we're really in on this guy this year. Like, I think they did have a realistic shot at getting him. And I think that the team even believed that, but they didn't. And now they got to turn it around. It's great to see the last couple of wins, because after Monday night, I'm like, oh, this could go this could go somewhere in the wrong direction if this lingers. But it seems Pat Murphy's done what he's needed to do. And Sensatella has been fantastic in his 2 outings, getting that big out last night with the tying run at the plate. And you can already see how valuable that extra arm is, not having to go to Ashby all the time in those situations as your kind of 7th inning guy. And that's, as much as we talked about a starter at the deadline, we kind of overlooked at times the need for a reliever, and Sensatella could be that big reliever down the stretch.
Absolutely. Talking to Hunter Baumgardt here on the Huddle. All right, Hunter, I'm an ideas man.
Let's go.
Brewers pushed all in with the pocket pancake. I'm thinking next time Kyle Harrison starts at the home ballpark, we got pickle shots.
Yeah.
I love that.
Pickle juice shots, or maybe vodka pickle juice or something. Armen,
I love that.
I will defer to Armen because he's our pickle expert.
Yes.
With some fireball and pickle?
But yeah.
A little hot cinnamon
Little
stuff?
hit cinnamon pickle.
I'll start with
something like that.
the dirty
But
martini originally. you know.
what was it like, Hunter? I mean, I know people in the stands were a little bit like, whoa, how nervous. Like, what was it like in the press box when he went out to warm up for the 6th and said, bring out the trainers?
It was like, whoa, also in the press box, I think, too. I think it was a whole, because it was like, oh, no. Like, he had just looked so good. And coming off the mound in the 5th inning, I noticed him grimacing a little bit. And I'm like, I wonder if that's exhaustion. I wonder, because he's just coming back. I wonder if he's just kind of like, oh, man, I really exerted myself in that 5th inning to get those strikeouts. Like, that's what I was obviously hoping for. And then when he comes out and throws the couple pitches and then the trainer comes out, it's like, oh, no. And then I saw, I wasn't able to get back on the TV copy to see it, but someone said that he mouthed cramp. And then I was like, okay, that's a good sign if he did do that. And then obviously we get the update that he had cramping in both calves. And he's like, that's the first time really I've had a full body cramp. And this has been the year of the cramp for the Brewers. And Pat Murphy said after the game, like, hey, we have a great dietitian, but we'll obviously want to look at this and see what's going on here, because we don't want to have this. But he was trying to, between the 5th and 6th innings, take the pickle shot and the hot cinnamon stuff and whatever they got in there, the magic elixirs, to try to get him to stop cramping. But he's like, yeah, my body was telling me no after that 5th inning. So he was frustrated because he's like, he knew how good he was last night. When you're rolling as a pitcher like that, and he's like, my pitch count was low, and he could see, as much as Brewers wanted to obviously be careful with him last night, they also, they were going to let him roll in that 6th inning and see what happened. And so, and hey, who knows, maybe he ties Corbin Burns' record for the most consecutive strikeouts in Brewers history at 10. Corbin did it against the Cubs back in the day. And so now Harrison with 8 is second most. But yeah, so it's a very big sigh of relief, because at this point in the season, you can't have Kyle Harrison come back and leave again. And you saw how effective he was. And so, boy, but seeing him pitch last night, cramps aside, you remember, like, oh yeah, this is why Miz and Harrison in a 1-2 punch is look out.
Now, you mentioned Sensatella. Drew and I, big fans of that acquisition. We had spotlighted that after the Rockies series, like, that's an arm you get out of Coors Field, and there could be some real stuff there. Jojo Romero, I didn't know was going to be acquirable from St. Louis, and also hand raised in air, didn't realize he had to have his appendix out during the All-Star break. So you guys got to hear from both of those over the last 36 hours, both extremely enthused to be here. But I liked what Romero was talking about of how good the arm feels. That might be an unintended positive of that issue and the acquisition of, you get a legit fresh arm coming in for the next 5 to 6 weeks.
That's really true. And, you kind of heard me talk about that with Kyle Harrison a little bit too, like just taking the extra time to get these guys right for the stretch run. And the Brewers, as we've talked about, are being more cognizant of that this year than ever, of making sure their guys are, ready for the long run. Now, Romero's a different story because he obviously has an injury, so he's not been able to pitch. It's not like they're resting him, and he's been with a different organization. So that's a completely different situation than, say, Kyle Harrison or Jacob Mizorowski and trying to save these innings. But it's such a boon when you can have guys that don't pitch for a month in a season and still survive without him, right? The Brewers did survive. They had a decent month. I think they were 5 or 6 games over 500 in July, mostly without Kyle Harrison, somewhat without Jacob Mizorowski. And then with Romero, hopefully they can survive here the next couple of weeks, still win ball games, and then add another veteran to that bullpen. and have another arm that you can be ready with at any time. So I think it is very much a positive, and just a like, hey, just take a couple weeks. They don't need him right at this moment. Sensatella can kind of fill that role right now. Not that Romero is going to come in and fill the Sensatella role, but they can play off each other. And then down the stretch, you have your bullpen at full strength. So they're going to be cautious with him. I would think they're going to be smart with him, just like they are all their other guys, and doing their due diligence as far as waiting it out. But boy, yeah, that fresh arm could be key down the stretch.
Huge. Well, let's see if Dustin May tonight can reverse the trend of the negative bounce that I feel like these hired guns. I feel like there's more pressure when you're a hired gun now after the trade deadline, and it manifests itself the first couple starts. So hopefully Hunter Dustin May can be the exception to that rule tonight.
Yeah, and I'm looking forward to seeing him pitch. He's a fiery fella, as he himself has described, and Kyle Harrison, his teammate, described. And so I think this is a guy who's gonna have some emotion out there, which we love to see. And Harrison compared him to Miz. We see Miz's emotion, and it's fun to have that type of guy out there. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Just seeing what he can do working with William Contreras. He was really excited when we talked to him the other day of like, he's like, I cannot wait to see what the pitching coaches and everybody has in store for me here and how I can get better. So how can't you be if you're a pitcher coming into the Brewers organization, right? So he was really excited to come over, and we'll see. It all starts today.
Is there any celebration William Contreras left in the bag yesterday on that home run, or did he let everything out on that run around the bases?
Yeah, he hung up the phone. He crowned himself. No, it's a bullpen. We were every 90 feet.
He did everything.
Every 90 feet. And he does the crown, and he does that bullpen thing mostly every time. But he took out the phone last night. It seemed like there was just a little more of an edge to that. It seems a little bit the last couple nights, specifically last night, there's a little more edge to that team that I think Pat Murphy's going to like. I think he's been looking for that edge a little bit.
Yeah.
And I wonder if the trade deadline has that effect this year, because again, they've been kind of the front runner. We've heard from Murph. We've heard from maybe not as much Murph. Murph still likes to play the underdog, but there's, players, and there's been talk this year of like, we're not sneaking up on anybody, right? We're going for a 4th straight division title, where we had the best record in baseball last year, everything like that. But after the deadline, it kind of puts you back into that underdog role a little bit. And I wonder if that is where this team thrives. And I wonder if that helps them down the stretch. Well, I mean, they do thrive in that. We've seen that over the last couple of years. And I wonder if that edge comes back a little bit, like, this Pirates team we haven't been able to beat, that now we've beat them a couple times in a row. Contreras admiring the home run. You could just kind of feel that a little more of that edge. McGill letting out a couple of big screams when he was able to get out of that 9th inning and put 100 miles an hour right down the middle, right by the batter to end the game. So I wonder, just kind of watch for that there might be a little more edge here. And I think that could be feeding off of what happened over the weekend, and specifically Saturday night.
I mean, Contreras hit Drew Yelich with a legit old school 5-star on the chest after he finished that home run, right smack. I thought he was going to leave all prints. There was a little bit more edge, and it felt like they were taking it all personal. Listen, Mike McCarthy one time said, "We're nobody's underdog. We're 8-6." Maybe we're everybody's underdog. We're everybody's underdog, and we're taking
their natural habitat.
I like that one.
I think that's good stuff. That's good stuff. Hunter, anything else we need to know other than the fact that you're brought to us by Import Minded?
Amen.
Yes. I'm trying to. Well, let's see. We got this weekend. You got Drowan on Friday, Gasser on Saturday, and then Miz is back on the mound Sunday in the finale.
How many people have been trying to get your bar dice off of you for Saturday night?
Ooh, we have not had any requests officially filed yet, but we will see if any requests do come in by because that's Saturday night, right? We got the bar dice coming in.
Oh no, I'll start that bidding over here. If you got the reserve fund, I'll find that one. That's what I'm talking about.
We might have to see. We got and then Sunday, I believe Sunday is Sesame Street Day, and you combine that with a Miz start, and every kid should be there. So it's gonna
kids run the bases.
Yeah. Baseball tonight. Following it's basically a post-game show tonight. Hunter will have all the react to sights and sounds and smells. Hunter, thanks for popping on. We appreciate it.
Absolutely. Thank you guys.
All right. Going to close up shop with our wake and bake story of the day, brought to us by happyplacehemp.com. Use the code Huddle for 25% off and free shipping. We'll have that and tie up some loose ends next. You're in the Huddle, Fox Sports Radio, Wisconsin. Drew, Billy, and Armen on this Thursday. Again, Brewers Pirates this afternoon. We got professional tackle football on the television this evening, albeit the Hall of Fame game.
Come on, Cardinals.
Cardinals and Panthers.
I've flipped. I do think I'm going to invest in the Potawatomi.
Mike LaFleur. Mike LaFleur's coaching debut.
I thought about it long enough.
Didn't take long to
I thought about it long
Yeah.
enough. I think I am going to go on Arizona. I think I am going to take the under tonight.
Really twisted your arm there.
Yeah, I was. It was a
It's
tough
hard
one.
to
It was a
sweat
tough one.
like an under in preseason, but man, it might work. I'm not saying it's not going to be.
Hey.
Well, I mean, listen, there's a lot of guys that want to be out there. And they will be out there. It doesn't mean that they're any good. Doesn't mean they're any good at running these plays.
Post Kyler Murray era begins along with Mike LaFleur, Matt's brother.
Matt's brother there, the post Jonathan Gannon era as well. And listen, Carson Beck was in the national championship game a year ago, and he goes up against Kenny Pickett. It feels like a barn burner. There's a lot of good memes, though, out here where you feel like you're about to get that beautiful present that you've waited for all Christmas, and then you open it and it sucks. Like, that's what happens when you think it's professional football. And the NFL's back. But it's preseason.
Not really.
But it's preseason. Man, we're so close. We just, like, Drew, as soon as we can. Wayne was talking about this when we were hanging out with all of our friends from Thailand and the iHeartMedia complex and all of our sponsor friends for the Packers Radio Network. It really is the great stages of training camp where you get to after, like, the second drive of the first preseason game, like, all right, will this stuff ever end? That's when we need Tom Haudecourt to go and put out the old tweet.
Thing.
Will this preseason ever end?
Won't this season ever end? First pitch, 1:10 p.m. Won't this season ever end? Yeah, that was a classic. There was a guy with a 1,000-yard stare, baseball writer from the Arizona Republic named Don Ketchum, and it was like the middle of a brutal 4-hour spring training game, pre-pitch clock.
Oh, God. Oh,
God. Like, is there anything worse? Someone said, is there anything worse than a spring training game? And he goes, well, there is the regular season.
Well, he didn't really want to be there, did he?
Well, yes. Buy that man a beer. Put it on my tab. All right, we need our walk-off. We need our Wake and Bake story brought to us by HappyPlaceHemp.com. Check out the products that they make, THC products, the CBD products, the hybrids. You got to love.
They're the best.
You have to love the Drift Seltzer. Check it all out. Live, legal. They ship everywhere in the state. Use the code HUDDLE for 25% off and free shipping. Check them out. HappyPlaceHemp.com. Billy, what do you got for Waking and Bacon?
So this one is a little bit of it's been a little bit of a slow burn on the Wake and Bake story of the day. Have you guys been following the Brandon Ayuk saga that's happened with the San Francisco 49ers?
Yes,
I lost the thread a while. I watched the first 2 episodes and I couldn't really get into it.
He has not necessarily been on yet. However, there was a twist that I don't know that the turning mind of Brandon Ayuk anticipated yesterday. The Washington Commanders signed 4-time Pro Bowler and Super Bowl participant, 1,000-yard receiver a year ago, Stephon Diggs yesterday. Why that involves Brandon Ayuk? Well, for the last 8 months, Brandon Ayuk has been on a social media campaign talking about his return tour starts, and tickets are available at the Washington Commanders website. He is still unable to play in the NFL as he is on the left team and the reserved non-retired list. He has to have a reinstatement letter signed by the NFL, and now he doesn't have a team to go to because the Commanders signed their other wide receiver. Brandon Ayuk, enjoy whatever the hell you're going to do this fall, because it might include a lot of waking and bacon and spending that $50 million guarantee.
And then some Drift Seltzer. HappyPlaceHemp.com, code HUDDLE, 25% off free shipping. We're going to close out the week strong. We'll see you tomorrow at 5 a.m.
Peace.